Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Mayhem on Mandril, Season 4, Episode 27. We left off after doing something. I literally just watched the video an hour ago, and now I already forget. We fought bullets in the underground, and then went through some logistics, I believe. What the logistics exactly were, I don't know. Does anyone remember? I was so tired.
Yeah, you fought that thing and do that thing. I was there.
Julian's right. We did fight a
We're
thing and do a thing, yeah.
we're talking about sending out ambassadors.
Of course, yes. Okay, got it. All right. Well, I had originally planned on taking a few days to speed through things that I want to set up, but I'm going to take a pause. We left off on Thursday, September 30th, the last day of September. We're going to pick up on Sunday, October 3rd, after a few days, after a weekend of training. Sunday is a notable day because a certain individual just strolls into camp. It is none other than Kingy Lowtail, who has returned briefly from a foray with his dragonkin, effectively chasing the demon spawn of the Cult of the Unborn, including but not limited to Wormwood Masters and Duke Dagmar Denali, who is currently in the wind. So,
My wife was there.
your wife was there? You're married now?
Didn't I have a wife? Wasn't that the bit?
Did you? You did have a bit. I thought it was an ex-wife.
Oh, my ex-wife was there.
Your ex-wife was there. That's not good.
Wow.
Kiki, you are in fact not the only dragonborn in camp. There is another dragonborn. Did you meet these guys? Do these names ring a bell?
I don't remember. Can I dab them up real quick?
You can dap them up. Yes, yes, you can as you walk into
What
camp.
do I gotta roll? Do I
You
gotta
don't need to roll.
like
They know how to do. So as he walks into camp, Khaldun, I don't exactly know what Khaldun has been doing the past however many weeks, Malachi.
Moping.
But,
He has been moping.
well, not for weeks. He was
I don't know. He's pretty
For
depressed.
months.
he was moping for a few days.
Uh,
Okay, wow. This is character assassination. All right. Well, Khaldun walks up. He says, greetings, fellow Dragonborn. I'm Khaldun.
Hello, I'm Kingy Lowtail.
Indeed. I mean not to interrupt. I believe you were here earlier briefly, from what I hear.
Yeah, it's complicated.
Indeed. Many things are at this present stage in time. Malachi, I wanted to inform you, if it now is the appropriate time, an appropriate time.
sure.
I think that Lucine is in a place where I am not going to be able to do much of anything on my own. My resources are scattered, taken from me. My connections in Tarshiv are not reliable, save a precious few. So, consider me in. If there's anything I see that I dislike or feel I should bring to your attention, I will certainly let you know. But, as of now, I think I'd like to be on the right side of history. And I can sense there's about to be some changes coming to the continent.
Well,
Woke.
He says
I'm
out loud.
grateful. I'm grateful that you've come to this conclusion. I know you said that your people are scattered, but we could still make use of them, I'm certain. Perhaps if you were to speak to Vesper and Orion, that would be helpful.
Yes, I've had a few conversations with each of them. Orion is keen on extracting every piece of information from me that he can. I believe I've at least provided him a general overview of my knowledge.
Excellent.
But that being said, I wish not to keep you. I've been eating your food for long enough. If you need me, or Orion needs me, I'm sure he can debrief you, but I'll be around.
Around the camp.
Yes, sir. Or, if you
Very well.
prefer me to be strategically placed elsewhere, I, in fact, do not have enemies in Lucine. A fact that I have discussed with Orion.
Yes. We will talk about this further, but for now, stay close.
Very well. Till next we meet. Alright.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kingy.
I dap up Kingy.
Of course. Of course. As one does. As one does.
There's a sound effect.
There
Dap 'em
is a
up.
sound
Mhm.
effect.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sure Cagliari is around somewhat, so the old group is going to get together and say hi as word spreads. Kingy's back. Grodger, of course, is asleep, and, Thaloran is sweeping the temple, of course. So, here we are. Hey, look, he's actually here.
I thought you said that because you
Dude, the
knew he
world
was.
is freaking
No.
bullshit. The world is bullshit.
Is friggin' bullshit.
I asked him if he was eaten by a large bird. He just said yes.
What happened?
I don't know. Oh, he's already here. I
I
don't
want to
know.
talk about it.
Yeah, well, fair enough. All right, so Kingy's here, FYI. New development. He's come back from his little side project, and he's come to recap with Malachi. So feel free to to say whatever. I don't know.
So before my unexpected leave, the last thing I truly remember is that our friend Grodger here was stuck in a vault. What transpired? I was called away on a noble quest.
Yes, so we did travel to Tashiv, where some trouble had been stirred up locally. Of course, we managed to get into the vault. We were chased, partially poisoned, but we managed to find Grodger and escape. We also fought, what is he, a devil?
Wormwood
Duke
Masters.
Wormwood Masters, yes, that guy. And we managed to escape, thanks to Thaloran banishing him for quite a while. We
Got
also
it.
may have attracted the attention of another evil person because I tried to be a good person to the Sultan.
Who did you attract?
I believe his name was Dagmar Denali.
Now, Kingy,
Yeah.
to inform you, these are the two individuals that you have been chasing and tracing. You have been working directly with Morelius and God, what's his name? There's like 5 of them. Which one
I
is
hate
it?
saying that. I was going to say the black one.
Oh my God. I think it's
Malachi
I
can
think it's
say that. He's
Bale.
down with the
I
swirl.
don't remember if it's Bale or one of the other ones.
Monsieur Bale!
Which one is it? It's literally... This guy just had to make lore where there's 7 black dragons and they have 1 billion names and I don't remember anymore. I feel like it wasn't Bale. It's Marduk! Bale is dead. Bale is dead. Milcom is dead. Caduceus Grodger found in the cave and the witch triplets are dead. So Marduk and Caduceus are the only ones left. Not to be confused with Catechus, who is the leader in Coney Creek. So it's Marduk. So, Kingy, you have been a part of the uneasy alliance between Marduk and Morelius, who have been working to undermine the rule of Durango and the remnant hand that has stretched its way across Mandril. One thing that you have confirmed is that the Red Wizard in Lucine proper, in fact, has some uncanny connections to a certain lich that Malachi himself encountered in the camp, and likewise that Red Wizard has connections with Dagmar Denali. Wormwood Masters has not shown his lowly face, but you have been able to track Dagmar Denali to the connection of the Red Wizard, who you have suspicions has connections to the Lich. So, you have kept things, shall we say, relatively quiet and performed some espionage and some paladin level smiting on lower level demons, but a lot of the activity, in fact, seems to come from Lucine itself. So, that's what you've been doing.
Got it. We have to kill him.
Yeah, probably.
I can't say that. I think that.
You totally could say that.
Well, no.
We like killing here.
This is a killing
no,
group.
As the paladin, I would say we have to rid this world of a great evil that plagues all of
course.
Mandril.
Yes.
There we go.
And I concur. Last time Kingy and I were very outwardly violent. We suffered great consequences.
Oh, that sucks for you guys.
Says the girl who had her mind
No,
turned
I
into
stare- I
mashed
stare-
potatoes by Durango.
I stare at Cagliari, like, and I look at the paladin outfit, and I'm like,
Hey, it worked last time.
Yep.
Listen, wench. Because I could say that, you know.
Yeah. Old friends.
Because I couldn't say that.
No, I'm gonna stop that sentence there.
That's all you
Alright.
say. Listen, wedge. Thank you.
No,
Canon.
listen,
Canon
wench. We are of followers of Bahamut, and for us to kill without
Just
justification gives us massive negatives. However, as a friend of mine once said, the law is very gray.
We haven't killed anyone without justification ever.
Right.
Yeah, right. Yep.
Play the montage.
Is his neck exposed? Just screaming.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's what's on the docket. You're being railroaded.
by the way, sorry, quick question.
Yes. Hold up. Railroad put on pause. Yes.
Is wench, like, could it be used as baddie?
What?
No. All right. Next question.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
No further questions at this time. All right, here's what's going on. Kingy has been integrated. You have your one short little weekend to catch up. But here's the deal. Malachi is trying to go to the Earth Temple. And so, while waiting for things to cool off in Lucine, and with the information that Kingy has largely curtailed some of the cult activity that is in fact coming out of Lucine, now would be the time to investigate one of those loose ends. So there is the Fire Temple, there's the Air Temple, there's the Earth Temple, there's the Water Temple. You know where 3 of the temples are at this point. And the one that is closest to you is the Earth Temple. However, it is in Elven territory on the Cairo Plateau. Technically, it is marked as a Temple of Glass, but you don't know much about it. And if you would like to gain entry, you probably should arrange a meeting. But the elves, I'm sure, are interested in meeting with you as well, of at least some of the members of the High Council, and checking in. So, on Monday, you may wish to get something in to meet them and to discuss this venture of yours, and also inform them on what you've been doing on the plateau.
Okay. So as we go to meet them, I'd like to bring
A little delegation.
my wife.
Of course, your wife.
Yeah.
Let me look at your wife. Who else would you like in this political delegation?
Well, the people who, I'm also going to ask for permission to go find it or get access to it. So I'll take those who are going with us. So
Oh, because you would want to go directly from the place of meeting to there if you can.
Yes.
So that means Grodger Cagliari Kinky, theoretically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Anybody else in this delegation?
I'm going to say to Lauren.
All right, just in case. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Heel butt.
who?
Kill?
I said he's our heel butt.
Oh, heel
yeah,
bot.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Because he's not here.
Yeah.
for an elf. Siobhan's not here, is she?
It's a great question that I ask myself often.
I think she just comes and hangs out.
Yeah, I can very much see that. So she could be here. She could be the one who told you, yeah, my father says the council would like to meet with you. And so it could have been a reason you accelerated orchestrating the meeting for all I know. So yeah, we'll say she's here studying, learning. 'Cause she kind of doesn't have anywhere else to go. And it's an easy way to keep her on the plateau.
Yeah.
Which means the Sauron may come to visit every now and again as well. Who knows?
As he should. I mean, yep, no problem.
Yep. In fact, why don't we do that? And I don't even know if I feel like acting this out, but let's say if the Sauron comes by, he briefs you like, hey, some of the other members of the council want to meet with you and discuss, and let you know this is a very rare opportunity to meet not only with the council of the High City, but also with some of the Wood Elves. Because your position on the plateau has led to more negotiations between those groups that were formerly not really communicating in any serious capacity.
Interesting. Well, it is an honor for us to meet them.
Okay.
We would be pleased.
I need to find... I bet I can... Yeah! Yay! In session 8. It's a good thing I'm a rigorous note keeper. Alright, I don't know. I guess we can play this out. We may as well. We're going to meet in a neutral location. I don't exactly know what a neutral location is. It's not, we're not meeting there. I'm just going to have you meet somewhere in the woods for real. And I refuse to draw a map, so I'm just going to put you in the void here. And we're just going to pretend. We're going to use theater of the mind, truly one of the most powerful forms of theater. So on Monday, you take your little procession to this meeting. You've been given a meeting location, which is in a section of woods that the Wood Elves will guide you to. It is a forest clearing with a round selection of chairs that has been used in the past to conduct formal and informal meetings. In attendance will be this guy, High Druid Halamia. I'm going to make a different green because I feel like it.
Oh, wait, where's his... Wait,
Yeah?
where's the lady, the girl?
I'm putting her in. She's
Okay,
here.
okay.
And then this guy, Big Brass, and then who else? Where's my other guy? The Sauron will not be in attendance at this meeting. His presence is not needed. But I gotta find.
I don't know. Isn't he the high magician?
Yes, that's not what this meeting is going to be about, though.
Certainly, but I would request.
You would specifically request that he's in the meeting.
Specifically because I want to ask about the temple, and it may have some magical implications.
Okay, perfect. He's not coming. He's going to send someone else that you will need to talk to about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I figured you would ask that question. You need to talk to that guy. And then, who else do we have? He's not needed, he's not needed, he's not needed, he's needed. Yeah, okay, that's it. Okay, so this is pretty simple. Let me get some new background ambience so that we can hold our meeting in the cute forest clearing here. How much out of that? Can I just look up, I'm just going to look up cute forest clearing ambience and just see what comes up. That's a river. That's nothing. This is a forest ambience, water sounds, birds singing ASMR. I don't know. I don't need water sounds, I just need all right, let's just go forest ambience. Just give me something,
You can't fight the currents of life.
Woodland ambience bird song. Okay. As you approach the meeting place after traveling for a fair number of hours on Monday, it is now Monday afternoon, you find yourselves outside of Netothrand, kind of between the two lone peaks outside on Cairo Plateau. in a section of forest that is a neutral grounds between different hubs of Wood Elf society. You bring a procession of, well, effectively, you bring your king and your queen, and then your other people, and effectively you have two representatives from the other governments as well in their attendance, who I guess I will draw, but you know, I don't know. What is it? Of course, you got to get some animated armors, some classics. You got to have the helmed horrors, classic.
We definitely did put on slightly better clothes for this.
Obviously.
Yeah, I polished up my armor.
Of course. You got to get the attendance. This is more as Wood Elf attendance. All right, I am so tempted to just make a layer and draw little chairs now, but I just can't be bothered. So. As you meet at the designated time, the Wood Elves are sort of hosting, so they're already here. The other elves have arrived slightly earlier, and your party pulls up to the forest clearing after being directed by some of the attendants who have brought you to the meeting area. In your presence are High Druid Halamia, Head Council Shandara of the Wood Elf Society, and Grand General Luthilius Vensad and Grand Priest Thaumas Halanth, who you could reasonably get away calling Thomas in common. But you speak Elvish, right? Are you taking this meeting in Elvish?
I do
Probably.
speak Elvish,
Yeah, probably want to take the meeting in Elvish, you know, when in Rome type deal. So, first the Wood Elves greet you. High Druid Halamia says, Lord de Lumiere, honored to have you here in our woods. Thalorin, good to see you. He's still dead, just checking the Discord. And Head Council Shandara comes up and says, Lord de Lumiere, a pleasure. And you must be Lady de
Pleasure to
Lumiere.
meet you.
And she goes, yes, I suppose that is correct. Please, I believe you are already familiar with, and then Lucilius walks up and goes, General Luthilius Venthad, at your service again. How do you fare, Malachi?
Very well. As privilege as always to meet up with you all.
Of course. And this is Thaumas. And he goes, it's Thaumas Halanth. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Grand Priest. All right, well,
Good.
you guys can all take your fancy chairs. Only two of you get chairs. So, you know, the others just have to lurk around the outer circle with the other attendants. You don't...
I do Fortnite.
Yay!
you can,
Can I hit the gritty just standing there?
You can, but do you want to do that? Because there's can and then there's will.
I will hit the
Will.
gritty.
Okay, I'm just gonna ignore you.
I'm just imagining him like popping into the animation, you know, like when you emote game. Like there's
When
no,
the
there's no
cutscene
lead up.
transitions to Frame with Malachi and his player character's in the cutscene hitting the emote, but there's no program reaction because you're in the cutscene. So yeah,
Exactly.
of course. All right.
Like the depth of field is on, so he's blurry, but
Yes. All right. Well, Head Council Shandara says, well, since we are the host, I suppose we shall begin this meeting. We understand that you have a request you'd like to make, as Thesauron informed us, but we will table that for the matter and address it when the appropriate time arises. First, I believe we shall give the floor to our guests from the city. Lucilius Ventad stands up and he says, yes, thank you very much. Also, this is in Elvish, so anyone who can't speak Elvish is not going to understand what's going on. He says, this shouldn't take too long, but...
Oh, darn it. We
Yeah.
left our camp where everybody speaks the same language.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We should have hosted. Okay, that's
Oh, well,
fine.
you know, missed opportunity. Next time the UN meets, you guys can host. It's
I
like
will
the
say
Olympics
this, though.
on a
I will
rotating
say
schedule.
this, though.
Yeah.
I will say this, though. I will let them know that.
Okay, got it. All right. Well, Lucilius continues. He says, essentially, this is just a quick audit to ensure that security is still enforced across the plateau. So, before we get into Lord de Lumiere's territory, Shandara, have you anything to report? She goes, no. Things have been largely peaceful. No sightings from the ships. Nothing to report. No other demonic activity or unnatural activity of any kind. Hi, Druid. And he goes, yes, things have been rather calm. The forest bodes well. The harvest is ended, and it has been bountiful. All is well so far. at least on our side of things. And Sunus goes, good, excellent, very simple. Now, Lord de Lumiere, you have had some troubles, incursions. First, have you any reason to believe you are being watched currently, through magical or non-magical means?
While we were within our encampment, we were not.
So, you believe that you are being watched outside of the encampment?
We haven't. Well, I suppose we would have been careful as we walked, but we cannot ever be completely certain.
Of course. Head Counsel Shandara speaks up and she says, rest assured that this area is a private sanctum. Yes, of course. And I presume that you have your own security measures set up at camp. I believe you have some kind of spell active there. Our scouts report you have a sort of energy field, they described it. Was that correct?
Yes, it's been quite a combination of magical experiments, but
Most
it worked for
impressive
us.
experiments, Head Counsel Shandara says.
Well, when we are as constantly in imminent danger as we are, it breeds invention.
Well, we certainly know this to be true given our history, so understood. Well, on that front, in regards to food, shelter, how are you faring? I'll need to file this report back to my council.
We are doing. I kind of look at Drya because she would know more about the
Yep.
crops and so.
Yep. She says, we've gotten some things going. Hydrid Halamia has given us generous offerings that have gotten us started, but as he said, the harvest is over, so it may be difficult to get things growing off-season. Although there are some things I can do as a nature spirit. Indeed. Right, okay. Now, in terms of your interactions with Xerxes, I hear a report from the auditor's office that there was an assassination on one of your cousins, I believe. Is that correct?
I nod slowly.
And we have reason to
Yes.
believe that was one of your operatives.
And then I nod quickly.
All right. We can't advise you as to foreign policy. You're effectively your own form of government here. But you should know that things like that do draw the attention of the inspector. Now, I am
Understood.
responsible for security on the plateau. I am not responsible for espionage and foreign policy. But if things continue to heat up in Lucine, then the auditor may seek your counsel, or he may request you to come to him and answer some questions. Because of course he has his own agenda on the matter.
Of course.
Now, I don't exactly want to feel like everyone's wasted their time coming here, but effectively that's all I need.
No, it is never time wasted, especially for a delegation like this. Thus far, on the stretch of land that has been so generously given to us, we have been doing all that we can to ensure to respect the land, but also to take care of our people. And we truly do want to foster camaraderie amongst our people. But with that said, as you know, my wife here is something of a being of nature, and she has sensed a sort of pull in the direction that we are interested in finding and it was our hope that you could assist us with this. We believe it is a temple of sorts.
Okay, Thomas actually stands up out of his chair and walks a little bit forward, sort of in view, and he says, "That would be my jurisdiction. Although I may need some more information from you. When you say a pull, what exactly do you mean?" Well, I suppose I can speak to that. In my own forest, in my domain, I feel the trees, I feel roots, I feel the water, I quite literally feel the life flowing in the environment, and magic is coursing through everything. And it's a very strong sense. It's, in a sense, what gives me my own life. And I felt a very similar pull, or life force, coming from, well, it's even stronger here, I believe from what is in your grove, which we've consulted some of our maps that we have at our camp, and there is, in fact, a temple there. And Thomas continues, well, there is a temple. I am not exactly sure what interest you have in it. It is a work of art, as the Grand Architect can tell you, but what is it exactly you seek there?
Burgers.
Dryad just turns to Malachi like,
Well, the truth is, we in our missions, we have been seeking tools, we have been seeking knowledge, various forms by which even lost magic or anything that we could use to help tilt the scales in our favor. Recently, I had something of a vision in which I saw all of Mandril thrown into chaos. And as you all know, that is not too far a stretch to imagine, even without some ability of prophecy.
yeah, Lucilius
And
is just
so-
nodding, and he's doing that smirk with his mouth like, yep.
And so it was our hope that we find any articles of power, anything that we can use to gain to our advantage before our enemies find it themselves.
Well, I understand your plight. All of Mandril is a bit of an exaggeration. I believe you mean to say the human side of Mandril. We elves have done well staying out of your petty conflicts, and do not exactly wish to be dragged into them further, especially if it means that you wish to scour a religious site to find whatever source of power you're seeking.
And hear me when I say this. I truly understand. But I know when we are dealing with dragons and liches of old, it is only a matter of time before it is more than the human world, and it is all of us.
Lucilius nods and goes, "That was exactly the problem we had when the Calamity of Two arrived. Ignorance of the world around us led us to our downfall, and our lack of ability to intervene resulted in slaughter. So, I understand your position, Grand Priest Halanth, but I would actually have to agree with Lord de Lumiere. We're entering a position where elven neutrality is no longer going to be an option. Now, does it mean we have to engage in this conflict at the scale and means at which humans often do? But we shouldn't be ignorant of it. And the auditor can tell you, the inspector can tell you after sizing up the players that a power transfer is imminent, and the question is what agenda we're going to support. And many of the options do not look favorable to Kyriel.
Mm-hmm.
So, Malachi would like you to roll Persuasion with advantage from help with Lucilius Venthad.
19.
19. Okay. Thalmus paces gently, in a 4-foot back and forth, kind of keeping to his own space, but thinking. And he says, I suppose I have no issue with you coming along and taking a look. I will, of course, be accompanying you and your company, but I will say when you have had enough. Again, I'm not exactly sure what you're seeking.
I welcome it. I did have a question, and I look at Dry. I'm sorry, darling. My wife does not recall very much of, well, her time amongst the elves, I do believe. I was wondering if you all had any information, not for now, but perhaps we could find out at some point.
Well, our history is very detailed, although as priest I only have some of the ancillary details about that. I believe, and then Council Shandara speaks up, I may have some of that information for you. What I can say in short, if you're not certain, is that dryads are a very rare species, at least outside of the realm of the Fae. They can largely only exist in that context or areas of extremely powerful druidic magic, which are few and far between here on mainland Mandril, as far as our scouts have determined, and our historic annals show this as well. But what that has led to is after the calamity, we lost sort of the symbiosis we had with the nature spirits. There was a parting of ways, in more than one. It is part of the reason that there is still a fracture between the High City and our noble wood. Likewise, information about the Dryads is scattered, and much of it may still be with the Eladrin who chose to remain in the Fae all those years ago. But
Interesting.
at a glance, that is our history.
Okay.
So when do you intend to investigate this temple?
Truthfully, we would leave as soon as possible. And,
Well-
of course, I do not want us to only meet when there are things of great urgency to discuss. We would host you at our encampment as well. It is a standing invitation. Please know that you are welcome.
I'll bring that info to the inspector. I'm sure he would be eager to have that arranged so long as some of his requirements are met. But from what our men report of your camp, I think that we have very little to worry about in regards to security. You run a tight ship, General.
Well, we do the best that we can.
Well, I suppose we have very little else to add to this. This has been pleasant. Feel free to stay, dine with us, and if you wish to depart immediately, I will leave you in the hands of the council members of the High City.
Please. Thank you.
All right. You guys want to eat?
No.
Yeah.
Poor Cagliari. Can't eat food no more.
She could chew.
Can she taste food?
I don't know.
Oh man, it sucks.
Isn't it just that she doesn't need to eat?
She doesn't need to eat. There's nothing that says she can't eat, but I don't know.
Right.
Either.
I feel like if she doesn't need to eat, then something weird is going on in there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's one of those things I try not to think about too much.
It's pretty horrifying, yeah. All right, well, meeting adjourned. You guys stay for the luncheon. You get good hearty food. Get some pheasant. Get some leafy greens in.
So do we just have to stay standing, or do they pull up chairs? Because either one is kind of insane.
No, you guys just pretty much have to stand, like, for reference, they're standing like guardsmen, like, they all have very specific poses. They have a whole system. So basically, they form an outer ring, and they hold their pose, and yeah, you just have to stand in the woods while the chairmen discuss. The chair people. They're called chair people because they get to sit in chairs and you don't. So,
Wow.
yeah, they're special. But yeah, you can just leave the meeting area, go to one of the dining tables nearby, chill. There's chairs there, so you can actually sit down after you've had to stand up for like an hour in the woods. You're welcome. All right, but other than that, theoretically, your party is
Please
is
stop hitting
good
the gritty.
to go to the
Please stop
grove.
hitting the gritty.
What?
I was hitting the gritty this entire time.
Oh, that for an hour, standing behind him for an hour. That's horrifying. All right. Well, Grand Priest Salanth is the only one who needs to authorize your expedition, and he will authorize it hesitantly. I mean, Lucilius Benthad can sign off on it as well, as this is a matter of general plateau security, so he's good with it. Which means you guys can follow them straight to the Grove, if you would like. It is probably going to take a while, but they have means of speeding up that transportation. So you can just teleportation circle to Rasagalan, and then you can just head from there. So pretty
Wait.
easy.
Is he giving me the code?
He's not going to give you the sigil, but well, technically. All right, how badly do you want the sigil? Because technically, for them to give you, they're the two authorized people who could give you the sigil, so it's entirely possible.
You know, if there is a teleportation circle there,
Yes, there is. Do you know how to cast?
I do.
Yeah. Well, we have authorization to teach you the sigil, if you so desire. I'm not sure if it's a great idea. And Lucilius goes, it's fine. Sign off on it. And then he just goes to the attendants. It's like, sign off, it's fine. And then Thomas is like, we should really consult the Thoralan. And Lucilius is like, Thoralan will be fine with it. It's fine. Give him the sigil. Make all of our lives easier. All right. So you want the sigil?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, give it
you,
to us.
You now have a sigil that takes you to Ras Aglan, which I believe is like the Sorcerer's Rise. I don't remember. I named this literally 5 years ago. So.
All right. Well, the spelling is gonna be crazy, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's literally RAS''AGLAN. That's it. Just name it like Wizard's Rise, Sorcerer's Rise, yes, whatever. It is a small collection of administrative buildings, a town, and I believe the Sauron probably has a summer home there, because of course he does. So, yes, and it is just outside of the Grove. It's like a few more hours of a walk to the temple itself, but that is not a sigil that Thomas would ever give you. So, yes. But, with the teleportation sigil traced, it's a little strange. Having just learned the spell, there are already some variations that you have to pick up on. But after some diligent note-taking and practice, Thomas walks you through it, draws the circle himself, and after his demonstration, you're pretty much able to get a good handle of it from your notes and your observation. You know what you need to do. And then all of you in the attendance make your way to Ras Aglan. All right, upon making your way there, it's probably about 2 p.m. You're effectively in a city center. It's not much of a city, but the architecture is elevated, shall we say. The craftsmanship of these buildings is very, very up there. There are still a lot of wooden structures. This is kind of wood elven domain. It's a little bit contested, but the Grove is basically like it's what you could consider in American terms. It's a national park. So there's like a little tourist type town where, you know, people will go to the edge of, but then once you get past Ras Aglan, you are effectively in national park territory and you got to deal with the rangers. But the park rangers are all members under the Grand Priest, who is escorting you there. So he's effectively the head honcho who runs this Grove. You unfortunately will not have time to tour the lovely town/city of Ras Aglan. There isn't a whole lot to do in the city. honestly. It's some small houses, lots of floral beds, beautiful little gardens, a few towers and ornate government buildings made of these beautiful white stone, gilded highlights, and beautiful carpentry and craftsmanship. All of the elven buildings have a sort of structure where they seamlessly blend into the environment around them. So at the top of the hill, where the government buildings are at the foot of the mountain, they are stonework. You know, it's not dwarven masonry. It's a little plain, but it's ornately gilded with these beautiful wood beamings, and it sets right into the mountain. It sort of fades in, and then everything on the lower side of the hill is more earth tones, some thatched roofs, some with grass on top of the roofs, completely integrated into the environment. It's very, very, very gorgeous. It's a beautiful little sightseeing tour as you exit the city limits and make your way deeper into the national park. So, anybody have any questions, concerns? Anybody need to go to the bathroom? Because there's not going to be a restroom. There's no restrooms in the national park, and you cannot pull on the side and pee in the woods. You'll get in trouble. So, if anyone needs to go to the bathroom, do it now.
Yeah, I go to the bathroom. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Okay, got it. Please do. Okay.
Wait, I'm not back yet.
All right, we gotta wait for him to get back from the bathroom. All right. Now I can go back up here. Now that I don't need
Okay, I'm
this.
back.
All right, cool, great. Okay. Well, Thalmus gives you some history of the park, shall we say, as you go through. A lot of this elven history is new. It's only been 600 years, but in human terms, it's a long time. Things have stayed the same for a long time as well. The temple that he's taking you to, he describes, is actually a replica of the original temple that was created in the Feywild before the Calamity of Two. Many aspects of that elven society were ported over, some one-to-one, and the temple was one of the first things reconstructed because it is a religious holy site. It is a temple of Corlan, but it is not exclusively for that purpose. The grove that it is surrounded by is considered highly potent in arcane and druidic magic of all forms, essentially. And it is a high place on the plateau that isn't a mountain range, but the center of the national park, again, sticking to this metaphor, is a hill upon which is a clearing, and at the top of the hill in the clearing is the temple. So it is quite a sight. Several hours go by, probably like 2 or 3 or so. It's a bit of a hike. Again, beautiful, aggressively green trees. Nothing like, because for reference, you guys are about as far north as Terabor, and that climate is already beginning to get closer to temperate rainforest. So far more coniferous, sometimes wet. When you get to Coruscare, the trees really thin out. The elevation takes a pretty steep hike, and that continues until you get to the Ailean Range, which is at pretty severe elevation compared to everything else. It's only under the barrier range that you get the temperate climates. You see some of the same trees here, although these are very, very large trees. I am trying to remember, at one point, I think I had written that this is a sequoia forest in sections. I don't remember if that's correct, but I'm just going to chuck that in there and go with it. So we're going to say some of these trees are sequoia as you go deeper in. So these are massive, huge trees. I also believe some of the trees on the plateau I also described as redwoods. So I think that is logically consistent. That sounds correct. Not as big on the rest of the plateau as they are here. This forest is makes a man feel very small once you get deep into it on the pathways here. But the trees eventually thin out, and you are in fact on your way to the temple, going up the hill. Your final ascent. I have kind of like a map in my head of the temple interior. I refused to draw it. So as you approach, I will just describe it, and I don't really feel like drawing your animated armor attendants, but they are here with you. So, Grand Priest. Oh, he's also not here. He's got stuff to do. But Thalmus says, And so, after our long journey, this is the temple. I suppose this is what you seek. It is very large. Some of you have seen this temple in Lego. That is what it is modeled after. It is a big rectangular building, massive stained glass windows on the side, a massive arched door. It is pure white marbled stone, but aged and covered in growth, covered in greenery, covered in moss, and most prominently, atop the roof of the temple is a massive deciduous tree. It is not a redwood, it is not a sequoia, you're not exactly sure what it is, but its branches stem out hundreds of feet across the temple and cast a massive shadow as the sun, mid-noon, a little bit after, is making its way west. So they're casting a massive shadow on the east side of the building on the hill opposite where you're coming from. The branches the roots of the tree stem down the sides of the roof and effectively weave their way into, across, and in some cases even looks like through some of the supporting pillars. The tree is as much of a structure as of this temple as the cornerstones are. It is integral to the temple's identity and foundation, and it is quite a sight to behold. Outside of the sequoias that you've passed, this is the largest tree that you have ever seen in your lives, very likely. It's massive. So, as you make your way up the hill, Thomas says, "Suppose you would like to tour the inside?" Despite
Yes.
the massive appearance, the interior is very simple, I believe you'll find. You make your way up to a set of large red double doors, intricately carved wood, with elvish inscriptions on the front, mentioning Coralon, and maybe there was quoted text that I wrote somewhere. Lord knows in what document. Somewhere over here.
Somewhere over here.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that, because this wouldn't be here, this wouldn't be here, so okay. As the doors open inward, the temple is, in fact, very simple. This is a church of sorts, but it is effectively empty. A large chandelier hangs from the ceiling, embedded into the roots of the tree, which stem across the roof and again flow to the sides of the pillars. The stained glass let in a kaleidoscope. Kaleidopede? What the heck's that thing called? You know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, kaleidoscope. Yeah, there's sort of a kaleidoscope effect as the stained glass pours in onto the floors, which are, or were probably at one point shiny. Some of them still are. The temple is an interesting blend between rigorous maintenance of the stonework and the accepted reality of nature overtaking and consuming the temple, much like the rest of Ras Aglan was extremely integrated to the world around it. In the center of the temple, below the chandelier, there is a statue of Coralon. Beyond that, there are simple pools of water, lanterns across the walls on the left and the right, although they are not currently lit, as it is still daylight. All the light coming in is completely natural. There is very little to see outside of these elements. The scale is what is the most awe-inspiring of all of these, but the room itself is effectively empty, minus the statue, these humble lanterns, and these water basins and prayer areas. There are a few books on lecterns on the sides, but this is it. This is their temple. Drya will... Yes, go ahead.
A place for worshiping a god.
It is a place for worshiping a god. Although it is not formally a church. It's more like a symbolic holy site. So, kind of like Cristo Redentor. It's like a work of art. It can be inhabited, it can be used to commune, but it's mostly a symbolic piece.
I forgot the Brazilians just did that.
They did just do that. So this temple is an exterior replica of the one in the Feywild. The Feywild one was, though, effectively a church of Corlan. This one preserved and maintained the history of the old temple by replicating its architecture, but it did not maintain its use. It also, of course, took many years for the tree to grow to its current size, as Thaumas describes, but it was not grown at the start of 600 years ago when they constructed this temple. It already existed and was transplanted to the roof upon construction and allowed to, essentially meticulously fed soil, enhanced and essentially magicified, so that it could do what it was designed to do, which is serve as the ultimate guardian of this forest. This is the watchful tree. I think it is it is probably an oak. I hadn't actually decided that, but in my mind, I need to confirm what oak trees look like.
Those who look.
Those who look. Yes, it is an oak. It is known as the watchful oak.
Those who oak.
The forest is not really an oak forest, but sitting atop the hill upon their arrival was this lone grand oak, which appeared to be demarcating a very important location. Nature itself was saying to the elves, as much like it did in the Feywild, that this was a location of prominence. So, who planted the tree? Unknown. Potentially humans from long ago, as humans, in fact, have inhabited Mandril for longer than the elves had, at least on the material plane.
On the material,
yes. So this oak is not native to the forest. It was planted. It was significant, and not wanting to remove whatever its legacy was, the elves ensured that it maintained its home at the top of the hill. That's the basic history lesson. So Thaumas says, outside of this, I suppose that's all I can offer you at the current time.
All right. Is Dryer picking anything up from here?
Yeah, she was going to lean over and say, this place is coursing with life. Which, I mean, obviously, and when you look around, you know, the tree is at an insane scale. There are vines, there's mosses, there's flowers sprouting everywhere. But she says, this is unnaturally natural, if that makes any sense at all. My chair is so squeaky.
Is it possible to track the source of this? Or is it just simply the earth here?
I'm going to try to figure that out. Okay, well, she rolled a nat 20. Good thing. Good thing you married a competent woman. Well, as you guys are continuing on the tour and Thaumas is kind of speaking whatever, Dariah starts like going around and touching things, like everything. Thaumas is a little weirded out at first, but he'll just kind of let her do it. She's a nature spirit, so sure. She starts rubbing her hands against the walls, gently looking at the flowers, smelling them, and at some point she gets to one of the central pillars, which is wrapped with the essentially the winding, massive roots of the tree, and just pushes her right hand against the oak and closes her eyes, and she stays there for a while. 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and she has not moved.
Yeah, in the meantime, I'm kind of just talking to the others. Telling them to keep their eye out for anything. I'll actually ask Roger if he knew about this place or if he'd heard anything about it. How long was he on the Chiral Plateau?
When did you run away? Like 15, 16 or something? I think. Nick? He's dead.
And then there's Nick.
He's
dead.
Dead.
I was looking for NyQuil.
Oh, okay. Oh, are you like
I
sick?
have a sore throat.
Oh, gross. I'm sorry. Yeah,
I'm back. What's up?
I think Roger ran away at 16. We were discussing how much you knew of this temple that we're at. the little elven sanctum. I think the truth would be that he probably, I don't know. Are you a national parks guy? Does Grodger like national parks? Does he like hiking? Like,
No, he probably knows it exists, but
would never like
he
care
never
to
went
visit.
there.
Okay, fair. That makes sense. Not an outdoorsman. So there we go. That's all. That's all
I'm not an
Grodger knows.
outdoorsman.
All right. After many more seconds, Dryad removes her hand from the tree and turns back to the group, and without walking any closer to you, just kind of quietly but firmly states from across the room, "It's alive. Thinking, feeling, and its roots go deep. And there's more. I can see something under the floor." At that point, Thomas is like, "What?" It's like it's man-made, but it's not. It's a part of the tree. But the tree is, I think it's a teleportation circle. At this point, Thomas is like, "What?" Goes over and goes, "There is a teleportation circle here, but it is not directly in the temple, and it is hidden and of top security. I doubt that you would be able to simply see that. It's carved into, well, I need not say more." And she goes, No. It's under us. 2 feet under us. The roots, they're forming runes. I can't read them, but I can feel them. Shit. The tree has a teleportation circle in it. The tree has messages. They're written in Sylvan.
Draw it?
Maybe. Some of them. But
it's in Sylvan?
I would have to guess. The tree is... Yes, I mean, I haven't met a tree that hasn't spoken Sylvan. Maybe they're in Elvish.
I'm looking at Cagliari.
I can
Cagliari.
feel the characters, but I can't read them. It's...
Okay. This is interesting.
It has to be Sylvan or Elvish. It just wouldn't make sense otherwise, right? What do you know about this?
No.
And at this point, Thomas is just looking a little confused, but he seems to be trying to mask and just like keep a cool demeanor. He's just silent. He's just observing. He's crossing his arms. What do you know of this? I'm not sure.
You said it's like 2 feet down?
Maybe. Yes. Maybe less. It's under the floor. Like, and then she walks over. Right here. Like, this big. And she's gesturing in front of the statue of Coralline. Almost near the exact center of the temple. Because the statue of Coralline isn't at the exact center. It's like 10, 20 feet back from the center. And there's a big, they have like stonework. It's like a big circle, and they have some of their own inscriptions on it. And that kind of looks like a teleportation circle, but it's not. It's just masonry. Some of that is overgrown, some of it's faded. At the center, it still has a little shine to it. But she's gesturing that under this circular construction is where the circle is.
Okay.
And as she's pointing to the floor, Thelma says, "Well, that's not a teleportation circle, that's just work of our masons." And she goes, No. The tree is the circle. The tree holds the runes.
I'm
can't
contemplating. I don't know how possible this is.
I'm gonna kick a rock.
In the corner, Grodger's kicking a rock in the corner.
I'm thinking of I don't know if this would work. It says, I created an invisible sensor within range in a location familiar to me. or
Okay.
an obvious location that is unfamiliar to me, such as behind a door, around a corner, or in a grove of trees. Could I put a sensor down there so I could...
Well, you can't really
Says
see.
my
You'd be
cat's
in the
egg.
ground. There's nothing to see is the problem. The sensor, I believe, would have to be placed in an open space.
Yeah, I cast detect evil and good.
You detect
Oh,
good.
that could be good.
You detect
I was actually kind of
neutral,
thinking,
neutral good.
Okay.
could we do like a detect magic or a like detect life or something on the tree, and then we'd be able to see it through the floor? I don't have either of those spells. I don't know how they work.
Well, I can see it, but I can't read it. You know what I mean? It's like I'm rubbing my hands over the letters, but the way that the roots are formed, I don't think they, I don't know how to describe it. But I know there's something there.
Can you draw it?
No, because I'm not seeing it. I just feel the roots. I feel where they grow. And I can feel the circle. I can feel the inner circle, the outer circle, and the things in between. But I don't know what it would look like. Everything's going up, down, and all over the place. And that's just a small, tiny, microscopic piece of this tree.
We're gonna get teleported to the moon, aren't we?
That'd be so base of me.
Okay.
Looking for another rock.
This is fascinating. Can I... So who's the one with us? It's not Helanth, is it?
It is. This is
Okay.
the same last name as the inspector, which is why you may be familiar. Same family. So it is Thalanth.
Okay.
It's just not Malgath, it's Thalmus.
Okay. So, does he look like he really doesn't know anything? Or does he look like he's pretending?
Roll insight.
24.
He has not revealed everything he knows, but he does look genuinely confused. But he's been very avoidant at contributing to this.
I say to him, this would be a discovery that would be of great importance to your people as well. Together we could uncover this. If there's any part that you've yet to say.
Yeah. The difficulty in dealing with humans is they're very poor history keepers. When we came to this land, there was a temple. In ruins. Very little writings on it. And this tree was here. And it was different. It was already imbued with some druidic spirit. We nurtured it, we transplanted it, and we built this temple here. It is the real authority of this forest, and it has been for years. But we cannot speak to it. We have reason to believe that there is a long past group of largely irrelevant human monks called the Society of Elders, who placed, along with this temple, 3 other temples across the land. I'm not sure how much of this you already know, but I was hesitant to reveal that information to you.
The Temple of the Other Elements. Yes, we do know of those.
Indeed. Well, the temple is effectively lost, but we can't exactly communicate with this thing in all of the ways it appears the lady can.
Wife?
Yes, Lady de Lumiere. So, it's very possible the tree is trying to communicate with us in the only way it knows how, but, well, this is a holy site. I don't exactly want to tear up the floor.
Mm-hmm. What if... Okay, can I try something?
Of course.
May I try detect thoughts?
Okay, on the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, alright, okay, alright. If I recall, detect thoughts, the first thing is the surface level probing, right? And
It
then
says,
there's a wisdom save
presence.
to go
If I try to
deeper.
probe deeper.
Okay,
It says that belong to creatures that know languages or are telepathic, so...
right. Okay. You detect thoughts on the tree, and there is a silence, but it is what can only be described strangely, quaintly, as an emotional silence. The tree is very old and carries with it great pain. There is a mind behind it, but you're not sure what level of thought it is capable of. You do feel a sort of nostalgia. The tree is, it's not exactly depressed, but it's longing for something. It's tired. It's old, and it's waiting.
I'm going to press in deeper, but I think I'm also going to tell, gosh, who has water?
I don't know. Who does have water? Ain't got no endless decanter in this party.
I have shape water, but I don't have, like... I'm gonna ask Dry if she can do, like, some kind of nature spell, something to draw its attention.
To draw
Does
the
the Lauren
tree's
have
attention?
great water?
I think he might. I don't have his character sheet up, though. He's really, like, dead, huh? I really thought he would join in just later. Technically,
He has
still
like
can.
COVID.
Are you serious?
He lost his sense of smell last week,
Oh my gosh. Well, shoot.
but he seemed kind of fine. I don't know.
Yeah. From what I've heard, I haven't talked to a ton of people our age that have been really KO'd by COVID, but even I had a day. It was still bad because the worst day I had, I was so fuzzy, like I couldn't think straight. But I never had the loss of smell or any of that. Well, maybe I did. I just have never been able to smell anything. But I didn't have loss of taste. My mom had that, yeah. Anyways, ouch, rough. Okay. New information. All right, Julian had to go because it's 9 p.m. Tragic. He did tell me he had to go from 9 p.m. Oh, well. You know, at least he got to do something. Little guy. I don't know where to put him. I'll put him somewhere. But okay, what was I doing? Something, water. Something, looking for shape water. Create water. That's what it is.
I was trying to see, like, I was just hoping maybe if it's something like we help take care of it or do some kind of nature spell.
Well, you know, it's well maintained. The elves know what they're doing. And they're aware that it has thought, but they haven't been able to derive more than what you just got from detecting its thoughts.
Uh-huh. So when I try to probe deeper, is it making a wisdom save?
I will have it make a wisdom save, yeah, which, I mean, it can choose to fail. It doesn't really matter. The difficulty here, I need a wisdom save from you, actually.
Okay.
You get +4 because you're within 10 feet of me.
I was just about to ask. Thank you.
Uno reverse card.
Yeah, okay, 15
So,
with the +4.
as you try to probe deeper, you get a sense of the scale of this tree. It has grown to a point where it kind of cannot sustain its own thought, and you're overwhelmed and can't process anything. And there's a real chance that this is what it's like for the tree as well.
I'm gonna reach out for Dry's hand
Okay.
as I kind of like struggle to maintain
All right,
consciousness.
reroll your wisdom save, little man. While your tree wife helps you speak to the tree. She starts whispering in Sylvan.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
18, there we go.
22.
Okay. The fog clears a little bit, and you get something approximating words, at least closely. But again, it's still largely feelings, and it's waiting. It's a little bit scared.
I'm just gonna say, well, I'll tell Dryad to talk. That we mean no harm,
Okay.
and we only wish to discover and help how we can.
Okay. She whispers it back to the tree in Sylvan. She's gonna need to guide you over. She's gonna have to take you by the hand and guide you to where the actual tree is so she can touch it while she's whispering to it, but yes.
Mm-hmm.
There is no immediate response from the tree. The emotional state and thought seems to stay the same.
I think I will tell her we want to connect and to kind of like imply we want to touch its roots.
Okay. She'll try to communicate that. Doesn't seem like the tree is able to process what you're giving it currently.
Oh, you gotta talk really slow.
Like it's an ent.
Jeez. Be helpful otherwise. I wonder if a compelled duel.
That'll do it. That'll fix it.
I was gonna say I could do like warding bond, but it requires a willing creature. I don't know if it can be willing.
Yeah.
Hmm. I lay on hands.
Oh, let's try that. Yeah.
We can lay on
I
hands on
will
the tree.
also use. I'll also use some of my healing hands.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
give it 5 points to lay on hands. Sure.
Okay.
I'll just give it. I don't know
Okay.
how much I can give, so I'll just.
As you sense power leave you, you feel like you have just added a single drop of water to a vast ocean.
Mm.
So you did do something. But you just got a sense for how big this thing is. Its roots run far deeper than any of its branches extend.
I get the dwarves. We're tearing up the floor.
Wait. Okay. This to Lauren has blind sight.
Mm-hmm.
Can he kind of?
Blind sight functions like
Wait.
echolocation. You can't see through floors.
We would need tremor sense.
Correct.
Dang it. I was thinking if Drya had it. If Drya borrowed it, she could. But yeah, okay. It doesn't see through floors. Okay.
I don't think I have any ritual spells that would be helpful.
And also my healing hands. I don't think I used it.
I could cast Zone of Truth on the tree.
Alright, Thomas sighs. So you're saying under the floor and some dirt is a teleportation circle made out of the roots of this tree.
I nod. Yes. My wife would not just make this up.
I'm gonna
And-
kick another rock.
Okay, thank you. Got it. Kick a rock in the corner. Thalmus looks over at you, like disapprovingly, like a school teacher for a bit, and then goes back to what he's actually doing. With what confidence would you say it's there? Are you 100% confident?
I turn and I look at her,
She just nods, raising her eyebrows like yes.
and I say, absolutely, 100%.
Alright, well. He casts Mold Earth. And he brings up dirt from the floor and begins gently transferring over as the floor and the masonry cracks as he pulls up the earth.
I'll help.
Okay. As the two of you excavate, Dryas saying, careful, careful, not too deep. That's right. There it is. And so, as you pull out the earth, Malachi, why don't you roll a sleight of hand check with advantage?
Okay.
As you and Thalmus begin excavating, so that you don't tear up the roots with the dirt.
Cool. I'd love if Gradger did this. Possibly.
Well, you're casting a spell, so. Wow. That's rough.
Yeah. Not
Yeah,
gonna
dude, I know how to turn invisible. That's all I know about magic.
Yeah. Alright, Dariah stops you and slaps you so that you'll stop casting the spell. So she goes, no, you're hurting it. Stop. And you need to stop casting the spell. Thalmus is able to excavate a portion and it looks intact, but that's like a quarter of the job. But at this point, Dariah leans down and just starts brushing away some of the dirt, puts her hands on the roots directly. And she says, this is it. Look, inner ring, outer ring. All right, roll for me perception or an investigation check.
What do the letters in the middle say?
What do
No
the letters in the
perception.
middle say?
Wait. Is this the perception is for what exactly?
Looking at the teleportation circle, the chunk that's been excavated.
Okay, it's just to
I'm
see if
gonna
I
look.
can see things clearly.
Can
I'm gonna
Cagliari
use-
read Elvish or Sylvan?
Sylvan.
Oh, you can read Sylvan. It's
I'm gonna
Sylvan.
add
I'm gonna say
a
I
D6.
have Eyes of the Rune Keeper. I can read any language.
Right, yes. Okay, at 14. All right, Cagliari, from
And I
your
got 21.
angle, you can read Sylvan, but you're struggling to get it. Malachi, when you position yourself in the exact right place, facing from the outside of the circle, you can read the text. And it's Sylvan inscriptions for casting the spell and linking it to the other area. This is
No, I
very
can
much a
read it.
teleportation circle. You can read it,
No,
but you
I
need
can
to finish
read it,
excavating.
but I don't know Sylvan.
Yeah.
So that's a very weird concept.
Yes.
So,
It's also not
uh,
words that exist in the common tongue. So you understand the innate meanings of the words. There are words that are creating linkages to the depths below. There are words that are associated, like one and just mentions earth, and it's like, yep, okay, got it, grass, tree, yep. And then things get weird. But you understand the symbols and you could replicate them, but you need to finish excavating.
So can I just quickly use like a minor illusion to show Cagliari what it is that I see in full?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, since she can speak it.
She can speak it. Some of the words are not real Sylvan words. They're like transliterated.
But
So-
that way at least she
Mhm.
can help me
Yep.
later on kind of put stuff together.
All right, well, Thalmus continues carefully excavating. If you want to give another crack at joining him, he's succeeded thus far, but it is a delicate procedure.
I will try again carefully.
Okay, not advantage this time.
Just sleight of hand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Yeah, I fail real bad.
Okay, cool. So you got to stop. All right.
Hold on. I'm gonna use my sorceress thingy.
I believe in you.
I'm trying to figure out if there's some way I can do this. What if I use my telekinetic shelf? That doesn't help. Alright, I'll try one more time. It's a 10.
Okay, cool.
Still not great.
Well, the highest roll then is still a 16, which is him. You are gonna have to sit this one out as you hear a crack in one of the roots below, and Darius like squeals a little bit, like ah. Thalmus.
I stop immediately.
Yep, immediately. Thalmus is able to
I kind
recover.
of back up. I go, well, all right.
Yep.
Okay.
Thalmus is able to recover some of it. There is a bit of a bending sound as he's pulling it out, but there's no sound of a break. Soon enough, the circle is excavated. There's dirt all over the floor. It is a complete mess, and it's a good thing you guys are the only one here, because the attendants aren't in here anymore. The circle does need to be cleaned up. There are a few breaks in the roots, but as Cagliari makes her way around, most of it is transcribable. You guys are going to need an investigation check to be able to fill in the gaps of what was broken.
I'm bad at that.
Okay. All right, then. I have a
Hey.
plus 0.
Do we have an investigator?
If only.
I kick a rock.
He's busy kicking rocks.
You there? Come here.
He can't intervene.
I'm gonna telekinetic shove to pull him.
Let the professional do it.
He does
I'm gonna
speak
sit still
Elvish
for
at the very
5
least.
seconds.
He's gonna sit still for 5
Like,
seconds.
dude, I'm like, Roger, we need you, please. Put the rock down.
All right, he's standing still, waiting on that investigation roll.
I imagine Cagliari and I are kind of helping with what we've
Yep,
seen.
transcribing into your notes. Yep.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember what the stand still ability does.
He's just sitting there. He's not actually investigating. He's going, was it advantage? Was it a plus bonus? You know, I don't even know, because it sucks.
It's advantage. I found it.
All right, let's see what we got.
You
Okay,
got 29.
29. Got it. Perfect.
Oh!
There are a series of notable breaks in the roots. Through a little bit of digging, literal digging, you're able to find some of the pieces of roots that have stemmed off. It seems the tree has attempted to very strategically limit growth here, which has not been an easy task. There are some shoots off the roots that are not part of the message and can be easily identified. However, noticing some of the breaks, you're able to realign them with a circle, find where they were displaced. Some of them were displaced by several feet in the excavation, but after about 10 minutes or so, you've effectively reconstructed the circle well enough that Malachi and Cagliari can transcribe it, and they have a teleportation circle sigil done.
Cool.
Hmm.
Is this useful for us?
Well, it's usable. You will have to cast teleportation circle because you technically don't know where it goes.
Yeah,
Oh, it goes
I know.
somewhere. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it would lead here.
Nope.
No. That's what I was
Because, yeah.
thinking. I figured it would take us somewhere. I'm going
Instead of the
to
step digging it out, we cast it, just teleports us 5 feet over.
right.
No.
Imagine.
Teleport us to the center of the room.
I'm going to start casting it.
Takes a minute, right? Or is it 10
Well, I
minutes?
have another ritual spell, so it's going to take me like 10.
Oh, okay, got it.
It takes me a minute to kind of like memorize a sigil.
I see. Okay.
So in like 11 minutes, I should have everything. Yeah.
Got it. I think Kingy might have to step out, poor guy. Womp womp. He did say he was only available till 9, so when we started late, I was like, yeah, oh well. Alright. Well, 10 minutes go
King
by.
was summoned by Bahamut again.
Thalmus is going to have to describe to Ryphon why the floor of the temple was excavated. But, you know, technically it's his jurisdiction as a head park ranger, so, you know, we'll figure it out. While you're preparing it, he says, I'm tempted to join you on this expedition, but not entirely confident you won't run into a den of trouble. I think I'll just send some helmed horrors with you, just in case. Alright. You're getting 2 helmed
Alright.
horrors to join the party. When the circle's up, they will be at your beck and call. And they will also be Thalmus's eyes, as he is going to put a little medical sensor on them and sort of scry them. All right. Are you finished your teleportation circle spell? You wrapping up?
Yeah, I'm finishing up.
All right.
I'm just like comparing it to the drawing,
Yep.
just making sure everything is the same.
At the end of 10 minutes, the sigils are set up a few feet away from the undisturbed floor, where the floor has been excavated, and the circle, with one last final adjustment that Malachi catches and executes, roars to life. You got 6 seconds to walk in and see where you're gonna go.
Yeah, we in there.
All right. Everybody goes. The Helmed Horrors follow. I guess the Lauren will follow as well. All right, who do we have? Malachi, Cavalier, Grudger, Lauren, Dryad, 2 Helmed Horrors. Okay. All right. How do I want to do this? You know, I forgot to do one thing, so let me just stop streaming this for a second. Add a map layer. Or do I need a map layer? Maybe I don't even need one. I'll just put you here. It'll be on the recording. It's not going to matter, but yeah. Put you down here. Put you here. Cagliari. The Lauren. Yeah. And Helmed Horrors. That was not me, it just auto-transitioned, but you know what? I could not have timed that better. However, this is not the ambience that I have prepared for this. This is like weird, stupid, evil temple ambience. It's smelly. We don't want that. Welcome.
I'm about to say.
Okay. You find yourselves in pitch black darkness. For those of you who have dark vision, you see shades of black and white out to 60 feet, which is not very far.
I'm going to take my staff and let it glow.
Is that bright light in 30 feet? Dim in 30?
Yeah.
Okay, bright in 30, dim in 30. Okay, colors appear. Red sigils on the floor, the teleportation circle that you just activated. A stone bridge leading to an unknown location in the darkness, and a chasm to your left and to your right, and behind you, a wall of tree roots. The sound in the distance of waterfalls. Below you, some form of water basin. Dripping
vibe
from
check?
the ceiling. What?
Vibe check?
What? Like, you don't have to detect good and evil, do you? Because that's what vibe check is.
Alright, I used Divine Sense to detect good and evil.
There is no good and there is no evil.
Darn.
I just also meant like what are we feeling? Like is it
It's
atmosphere?
It's humid. It's humid. Wet. About 60 degrees. A little colder.
Oh, I'm just gonna start walking.
Okay, Cavalier starts walking. Alright, the group of you makes their way forward. The Helmed Horrors flank. As you begin to cross the bridge, there's no immediate end in sight, but soon enough, the light from Malachi's staff and those of you with dark vision will be able to see 60 feet out or so a large set of wooden doors, not in great shape, partially rotted from perhaps the moisture, and 2 large stone statues of vaguely nondescript guardians holding swords and shields.
What kind of creatures do these guardians look like?
Roll a nature check.
Are they magical? Because maybe I know them from Arcana.
How close are you going to get to them?
Not too close, because I'm afraid
Okay.
they come to life.
You are afraid they come to life. That's very astute of you. Grodger is also picking up that this is prime statue come to life guardian type territory. especially given the fact that they are, in fact, wearing armor. And Malachi, from your studies, you recognize these very likely as being Myrmidons.
I feel like we've encountered one before.
Osnek
I'm gonna share that with everyone.
manufactured one to help you train.
Myrmidon.
Yes.
Roger shares the information that this is very likely a statue come to life situation.
Roger, do you still have the monster manual?
Nope.
Darn.
Would have been useful.
Myrmidon. Myrmidon. Myrmidon.
Oh, well, Jacob said it 3 times, so now the Myrmidons come to life. Boom. Roll initiative.
Myrmidon.
It's like Beetlejuice rules.
Myrmidon. Invite a friend online and embark on a puzzle platformer adventure exploring the bond between animator and his puppet.
What the heck? Okay.
It's on Steam. It's mostly negative.
New Braun Adventures in an Unlucky No type game.
Can I... Is the gate... Does it look like there's a lock? Did you say?
It looks like the doors will fall apart in a slight breeze, but they won't because it's a cavern and there's no draft.
So we just need to get through there, but it looks like there are some kind of guardian.
They are
I wonder
guardians.
if there's something we could do to kind of appease them. Is there some kind of... Any markings, anything we can see that might give us a hint?
Everything so far outside of the circle has been extremely nondescript. There's no writing, there's no text. The large wooden doors have wooden braces that's rotting, they're overgrown. The statues are vague stone blocky behemoths with armor kind of shoved onto them. Everything's very primitive.
Okay. Then it seems like we have no choice. I'll tell Drya to stand back.
Mm-hmm. Helm Tars are flanking you.
I look at Cagliari. And I say, do you want to do the honors? You're quite the capable fighter.
Sure, what am I doing?
Why don't you go first?
Take point.
Alright, I'm gonna go walk up and try the door.
The second that you enter within 30 feet of them, they, unsurprisingly, activate. Roll initiative. You are not surprised.
Yeah. No, we're not surprised. I'm also
You
not
are
surprised
not
at my rolls.
surprised.
I got a 5.
A 5. Incredible. Alright, what else we got for the initiative, people?
Oh, 19.
Okay. Let's grab
15.
15. Cool. Never do. 19. Eliar. 15. Roger. 5. Malachi. 9. Helm Tars. I believe have an AC of what? 20 because they got that shield on? Hell yeah, my favorite little guy.
Anything for Taloran?
I forgot. Let me roll him. I'm rolling 8 billion things.
The Final Fantasy wiki says Myrmidons are fast but can be staggered easily.
20. That's good to know. Thank you. All right. Well, Lauren just rolled a 20 on initiative, so I'm first. I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon. What is it? I got a 30-foot range on that. I got a 60-foot range on this. Perfect. I'm just going to spawn it right next to the dude. Cloud Trident, Cloud, Stab. Yeah, that's 27 to hit. Minimum force damage for 5 force damage. I'm mad. I'm annoyed. I'm coping. I'm seething. I'm mauling. However...
where is Drya in this?
In the back. Way in the back.
Okay.
Well, that was my bonus
I
action.
mean, like, turn order.
Oh, I didn't roll for him. 10. What am I supposed to do with my action? What do I do? Oh yeah, I don't know. could throw my trident, but it's just stupid. I could roll for divine intervention. That's such a good idea. All right, it didn't work. All right, I'm done. Cagliari. I don't know how to play this character.
What do these things look like?
Well, if you look at the one D&D art, which I did have up but don't have up anymore, let me pull it out of my
anymore.
8 million tabs here. Okay, D&D Beyond is taking 8 years to respond. Look like one of these type deals. Well, instead of a hammer, it's a big dumb stone sword and a big dumb stone shield.
Incredible.
Yes.
So I'll go to the one that doesn't have the spiritual weapon on it.
Okay. Go ahead.
Merm.
Merm.
And then I'll rapier tag it.
That's creative. That's never been done before.
Wait.
Oh my god.
Bonus action Hunter's Mark.
Of course.
And then I will rapier tag it.
And then you yeah. Mm-hmm.
Only a 16.
Get pranked. You dink it right off the rock. It does nothing.
Okay, I'll try again.
Okay.
Worse.
Dinked off the rock. You get a feeling that you should not be using a piercing weapon right now.
Okay. So my unarmed strike does 0 damage.
That's unfortunate.
Listen, I have a longbow, which is piercing. I have a rapier, which is piercing, and
Yeah.
I have a short sword, which actually it does piercing damage.
Yeah. Well. Yabba dabba
I
doo.
take off my armor and hit it with my armor.
Okay, don't do that this turn. All right, who is next? Grouger.
My greatest weapon.
The boomerang, which does bludgeoning damage.
That's the most powerful time.
This will work.
Your god. His power.
He can do it.
Observe my 16.
All right, that is a complete whiff. It just goes right around his head. Miss. No good. Very bad.
But it comes back.
It does come back. Anything else?
And now I leave.
Now he leaves. You want to just walk
Having done all the
walk back
work.
to the other side of the bridge. Yep. Oh, good. All right. Well, Myrmidon 2 has fresh meat at its feet, and so it's gonna go ahead and just whack it. That's a 26 to hit, and that's a nat 1, so that's not gonna do it. The 26, however, is in fact going to land, dealing a total of maximum damage on the D6s, 16 force damage. Excuse me, there's a force damage. Why does this thing do force damage? That's stupid. I'm changing the stat block. Bludgeoning damage, you got hit with a big stone sword, but it's not sharp, bludgeoned.
I did?
Yeah,
Sorry, what was the roll for AC?
26.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
And then how much was the damage?
16.
The two
Bludgeoning.
numbers.
Yep. Ooh, let me see if I can roll my Thunderous Strike ability.
Don't do that.
Oh, I can do that because it just recharges. Okay, it doesn't recharge this turn, but yeah.
No.
Oh no, never mind. I'm cheating. I can't do that. I already used my other ability. It's fine. Don't worry about it. All right, how fast am I? 20, 30 feet? Yeah, great. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna walk up to Malachi. I don't know if Spiritual Weapon gets an opportunity attack. Somebody wants to look that up in the meantime. I'm gonna roll Thunderous Smite on Malachi. I got
D&D it has, but Baldur's Gate it has, but
I don't know if it's
I don't know if in rules as written it does.
Well, I got a 15
it's
to hit on my special ability attack, which I don't think is gonna hit him. So I'm just gonna stand here like an idiot, and that's all I can do. And yeah, it's Draya's turn. I guess I can pull up her stat block. She technically has a stat block.
It's not a creature, so it can't opportunity attack.
Yeah, it's kind of like.
But that also means it can't be hit.
Right.
It's just a thing.
I am going to cast Charm Monster and force the Myrmidon one attacking my husband to make a Wisdom saving throw. And he is bad at those. He has failed the Wisdom saving throw. What this means is that oh wait, it has advantage because we're fighting it. Let me re-roll. It still failed. It is now charmed, and it is friendly. Darius says, "Don't hurt it. I just charmed it. He's a friend. All right. The helmed horrors were about to absolutely unleash on it, but they instead nod and bull rush the other one at 30 feet. Zoom, zoom. Their little slashing weapons are going to have a great time doing this, but they're magical weapons. So it's fine. Okay, so that's a nat 20. And that is a 21. And that is a miss. And that is a miss. Okay. Well, this is going to be 2d8 and 3d8 in total. 3d8 plus 8. And this is force damage because they're special. Okay, that's good. It's not even slashing. Excellent. So that's this plus 8. So it's 8 to it is 25 damage as both helmed horrors wail on the Myrmidon and little chunks of rock fall off. Ultimately, however, it seems largely unbothered. All right, finally, Malachi.
So as far as I understand,
Myrmidon 1 is chill.
do we know? All right. I'm gonna ask Drya how long.
All day.
All right, and so I'm going to kind of shift so I can be in position to target Myrmidon 2. So like go up diagonally to the left.
Oh, okay, here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think this might help. I'm within 60 feet, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to Ray of Frost.
Of course.
Does that 18 hit?
Just barely.
Okay. So I do 9 points of cold damage
9
plus
points of cold.
plus I think it does plus 6 cold as well
So
because
15
of my-
total.
Yes. So it also has the effect of being 10 feet slower.
Yes. Okay. Anything else?
I can't get over there, so.
All right. I'm pretty sure this stupid thing can move 20 feet in a turn, if I'm remembering correctly. Right. Can move 20 feet and repeat the attack. Let's go, spiritual weapon, go! That is a 21, although I probably could have rolled that in here. Doesn't matter, don't care. 8 force damage. It's doing alright. It's doing okay. And then I guess I'll just move up and protect Malachi. Cagliari.
I'm gonna cast Thunderous Smite, get that on my weapon, and then I'm gonna try to hit this thing again.
Okay.
Okay, I rolled a 27 to hit.
That is going to hit.
All right. So this is piercing damage. It's first off, we got 12 piercing damage.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get the Hunter's Mark, which is another 5 piercing damage.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get the Thunderous Smite, which is 7 thunder damage. Also, I
Okay.
need a strength save.
So good at these. I rolled an 8.
Okay, so I think it gets knocked back. If the target is a creature, it must succeed on a strength saving throw, be pushed 10 feet away from you and knocked prone.
Wow, okay, well, you just slammed him against the wall.
Okay, then I'm also going to put my sneak attack on that. I know it's still piercing, but it's fun, so it's another 6 piercing damage.
Right.
And then I think I can put Divine Smite on that too?
Yes. Well, no, you
Yeah.
already used Thunderous Smite. I don't think you can
I use Thunderous Smite, which is a bonus action spell that goes off when I hit something.
Oh.
Divine Smite is not a spell; it's a special effect.
Right. Okay.
Well, in the old paladin, yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that's what you're
I'm still using Old Paladin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll add the radiant damage.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Do it.
So we got
Do it.
17
Do it.
plus 6 of it.
Only 4 radiant damage. Come on, man.
Okay, 4 radiant damage and 7 thunder damage for 11.
Yay!
I've been looking.
Stack so many damage effects.
Eh.
Oh, question. Did the so describe the Myrmidon to me one more time?
Yeah, sure. This is him. This is the guy.
Oh, it's an earthen one. I don't know why my brain kept saying it's a water one.
No.
Okay.
Big-
And that makes a lot of sense
Big
then.
guy. All right.
Then I take my second attack.
Oh, yes, you do have that.
A 24 to hit.
That will hit.
Another 9 piercing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Hunter's Mark goes off every time I hit.
It does.
Whenever you hit it with a weapon attack.
Mm-hmm.
So another 3 piercing.
The piercing is doing literally nothing, FYI. It's just kind of like your rapier is like going into the rock and then bending and going boink, boink. It's not doing anything. However,
Oh.
the other damage is going through. All right, I think Grouger's up. Yeah, unless you're moving or anything. Grouger, did you walk off the
I
scene of
moved
crime? Oh,
closer.
he's back. He's back. He's so back.
Woo!
Prepare for my ultimate attack.
His ultimate attack's coming.
Even worse this time.
Okay, it flies away, comes back. All right.
Why I oughta. That makes him scared.
All right, I'll roll a wisdom save. He passed. All right. Well, Myrmidon 1 is just chilling. Myrmidon 2 is gonna pick himself off the floor like a loser, and then immediately go to the Helmed Horror, and he's gonna use his special ability, Thunderous Strike. Yeah. He got a 3 plus 7 to hit for a 10. He completely whiffs. The Helmed Horror sidesteps him, and then immediately just starts ganging up on him. I guess Drya could intervene. What was this? Like is that a 19? What's my pluses? Plus 6. Oh, so that's a miss. So that's a miss. That's a miss. That's a miss. They all missed. Ah, they suck. They can't land their dumb sword attacks.
Are they making an advantage because it's... Oh, no, did it get up?
Yeah, it's just had to use half its
Alright.
movement. All right, well, Drya casts the funny spell again. Oh, does it work this time? Surely it worked that time. Where's my spell save DC? And it has a plus 0, correct? Right? And I just rolled a 12 with advantage, right? So that means it worked. Surely. Okay, well, I think Drya just made this combat irrelevant. Yeah, Myrmidon 2 is just he's just chilling now.
Okay.
What just happened? I should have just pulled up the oldest stat block. So new Dryad stat block has Charm Monster, which is a 4th level goaded spell that she can cast at will. Now,
What?
Yes. Now I'm kind of fine with this because Drya hasn't leveled up, and I felt like I've been doing a real disservice to her in that front. But when you just compare her to the original stat block, here's what she used to be able to cast: Druidcraft, Entangle, Goodberry, Bark Skin, Pass Without Trace, and Shillelagh. Notice that is a cantrip. 2 second level spells, which are cast once a day each. The cantrip you can also only cast once a day each. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. The first level spells, Entangle and Goodberry, 3 times a day each. At will, Druidcraft. That is it. That is all she can do. Rules is written. The 2024 Dryad has a multi-attack, about 8 billion abilities, spell casting at will, including Animal Friendship, Charm Monster, and Druidcraft, and then Entangle and Pass Without Trace once a day. Also has a bonus action called Tree Stride, where she can just teleport to an unoccupied space. If there's a tree it's like 60 feet within another tree. It's complete nonsense. She's insane now.
Hello.
Hi.
He's alive!
How you doing?
Asleep.
Welcome to the Earth Temple. We just wandered our way in after going to the Elven Temple, which was built over the old Earth Temple, which is different from where you are now, which is theoretically deep underground because you found that the tree that was built transplanted from the original temple and placed in the new elven temple is alive and was trying to communicate in the only way it can, but its brain is kind of fractured. It was implanted with a druidic spirit, and it created a facsimile of a teleportation circle under the floor that could be copied, and they dug the floor up. Malachi copied it, and now you're in the entrance to the Earth Temple. The real Earth Temple that you're looking for. And Jiraiya, using the 2024 stat block, it made this combat irrelevant by befriending the Myrmidons. So they are charmed. So they're good now. The Helm Towers lax up. Your spiritual weapon returns to you. I burned one of your spell slots because I hate you. It did like 10 damage. Yep. But the Myrmidons are totally fine, and they just look at Jiraiya like she's in charge now. She goes,
Even long rest.
Well, we did long rest.
What spell slot did you use?
Like literally first level baby spiritual weapon, whatever the lowest thing for casting spiritual
Long
weapon
rest.
is. That was it.
First level.
Yep. So Jiraiya says, well, I guess we made friends, at least for as long as we plan on being here.
We should bring you more often.
Well, to be fair, I just learned that one relatively recently.
Huh.
I wasn't sure if it was going to work, but I'm glad it did. Not that I doubt that we would have any trouble dispatching them. I'd prefer not to leave a trail of violence if it can be helped. So, shall we?
Yes. Let's keep pushing forward.
All right, you keep pushing forward. As
We
you
just gotta keep moving forward.
go to push on the doors, they are on hinges. The hinges have given way long ago. The door is heavy and is not really moving the way you want to move it. You're kind of wiggling it, but it's not going. You can almost just squeeze through the gap in the doors because it's misaligned on the bottom, but you're not quite small enough to do that. Should we get the help to intervene, darling?
Help.
Sure.
Would you be so kind? And she turns to the Myrmidons and go, and then they just knock the door completely off onto the floor. And now you can make your way in. Now, what you see here is a long hallway. Not of serious note. It's effectively a large bored-out tunnel. Roger, you recognize that this tunnel was probably primitively created by some kind of boring animal long, long ago and is needed to be supported by some of the wooden beams that are rotting away supporting it now, and the only thing really keeping it up is an intricate web of small roots from the tree itself. But aside from that, nothing.
This is a disaster
notable.
waiting to happen.
I could scarcely
animal
believe
so
that this
boring?
building is up to code. I don't know how we're still standing here. This is not OSHA certified. I'm just gonna. I think it's time for they. By the way, I'm feeling they them is coming back.
Woo!
I don't feel like dragging y'all's non-binary butts
D&D's
through here.
woke now.
D&D is woke now. Welcome to they them. Featuring but not limited to 2 Helm Towers, Cagliari, Grodger, Dryeth, Aloran, 2 friendly Myrmidons for 24 hours, and Malachi de Lumiere. Alright, hello they them. Alright, Malachi's staff is still providing light in a 30-foot radius of bright light and a 30-foot radius of dim light. You enter what can be described as a extremely, extremely large foyer, the scale of which you can't quite grasp as the light does not reach the ends of the room. It is a large circular room with somewhat of a domed ceiling with a similar pattern of tree trunks spiraling or tree roots spiraling onto different ends of the wall. There's a very, very large section of the tree which seems to cover an entire wall of the room. You can, pretty much standing at the center of the room, see everything, including a hallway to your right and a hallway to the north of you. And while it looks like there's a path trailing off to the right, it is completely obscured by the tree. In the center of the floor, there is a broken up section of stone with small little pebbles that jut out as 4 different strands of roots meet at the central, just at the center of the room. And you feel a very, very strong energy here. An energy Drya has always felt. But Malachi, this is like You feel like if you were to how do I describe it?
I had a V8.
You do have a V8. That's a perfect way of describing it. You've just upgraded from an inline 4 to a V8 on the magic side of things.
thought you were just talking about
So
the
your
tomato
spell's
drink.
potency.
I meant to drink.
Yeah. Well, don't
The
care.
tomato drink. Woo!
Yeah.
Your spell's potency are probably going to be multiplied here. This is an area of strong magics.
Do a fart.
Don't do that.
It explodes. It's methane.
What
It is
Um,
methane.
if I cast a spell that like? What if I make you figure out how to enhance a spell that's normally just like, like warding bond?
I mean, I could probably say there's one spell that's currently active, and it's the light. The light itself is perhaps more brilliant than normal, or it may have. I'll just double the radius at which it casts light. 60 feet of bright light. Happy birthday. Double the potency.
My hunter's mark on Myrmidon 2, does it feel stronger?
2d6 damage. Potency of all
I heard you like
spells.
sneak attack. How about a second sneak attack?
No, potency of all spells is doubled. Potency of
Yeah,
abilities.
mine sneak attack is 2d6.
Oh.
So it's
Oh, okay, yeah, I got it. Understood. Well, there isn't much of note here. Again, the room is at a grand scale, but there's no furniture. There's no sign of human life. Just the tree overtaking the room as it has much of the other structures. Roger, however, notices the large wall at which the tree protrudes into the room the most. A section of massive vines, you could just call them, but they are roots that spin around, wrap around each other, and form a solid wall of the tree, and very much clearly block what would have been another path, as Grodger can identify. You make out the slightest imprint on the roots. The visage, ever so subtle, of a face. That's him. That's the face.
oh,
Yeah. You see the face?
Minecraft.
Yep.
I'm keeping that to myself for now.
Okay.
Just for weird.
Okay. Got it. Nobody else has noticed.
Minecraft Steve. It's Minecraft Steve.
All right. First of all, if it was Minecraft Steve, it would be like this. Okay. Actually, it would be like this. There. Because
Yeah, now draw his beard.
I'm not drawing it.
That looks like Ismael.
No.
Oh. Yay!
It's not the face.
Oh.
Besides, you don't even see it. Only Grouger sees it. It's very subtle.
But I
Like
see it in my heart.
Jacob sees it in his heart.
Mhm.
Calliere's heart is beating. She ain't got no sight on
What's
that.
the perception to see it?
I don't know. Roll perception, loser.
Oh no, like what can I see with my passive or no?
What's your passive?
16.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Where's Grouger's passive?
Actually, I don't think I'll be looking yet. I think I'd be very fascinated by how magic is stronger now.
Yeah, you're just feeling the
So
energy
I'd be-
course through you. Yeah,
I'm
passive,
just like
passive.
making some little ray of frost and stuff.
Of course. Double damage.
Okay.
He actually like hits my foot with a ray of frost.
Yeah.
I die instantly.
Yeah, just he freezes. Yeah, it's almost like after the short amount of time spent here, it's like you've attuned to the magic of this place.
Hmm.
Do I feel like dope? Do I feel like awesome right now?
Yeah, you feel kind of powered
I
up.
feel sick.
You feel kind of sick, nasty.
I feel like alive.
Almost.
Ow. Ouch.
This
Ooh.
reminds you what feeling alive was like, but it's a pale imitation. All
Dude,
it
they
does
destroyed Heroes Feast in 2024 rules.
Yeah, they hate you specifically.
is yeah.
I'm gonna use Legacy Heroes Feast.
Well,
Oh, we're gonna do a hero's feast here.
I mean, you can do whatever you want.
Take an hour, eat a hero's feast.
Say,
Do
hey
we have
guys, I know we just ate at that meeting in the woods that I was like not paying attention to at all, but we can eat again, right? Like,
Okay, so quick question.
yes.
Does Heroes Feast have like how expensive is that one?
Like the components or the
Mhm.
level.
The components.
A gem encrusted ball worth at least 1,000 gold pieces.
There it is.
Gotta uncurse that archive gold. Start telling the doors to make some bowls.
Is it consumed though?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh dang it!
Tell the dwarves to mass manufacture golden bowls, encrust them with gems. All right, what do you guys are just like standing in the middle of this foyer, looking around.
Yeah, I don't know. Can we go? I guess we follow a path.
You can pick a direction. The easiest paths are upper right.
Okay, I go the other way. I go west.
West.
No,
There's a wall
It's-
of trees.
Yes.
It's a tree wall,
Oh.
tree root wall.
You said easiest. You didn't say possible. So I just assumed that it would be harder. All right, north then.
Okay,
If
north.
nobody else is.
I don't know.
Nobody else.
Well, I was gonna have try.
Oh, you want to try to use their spider sense?
I wanted to see if like she could clear it.
She could what?
Can she clear the vines and branches and whatnot?
Oh, to the right? No, that's not vines and branches. That's straight like 2-foot diameter roots tangled together, forming a solid wall.
And there aren't any knot holes in it.
Absolutely not. Chush.
Not.
Yeah. None whatsoever.
Okay. What if I burned it?
Don't do that.
You can certainly try.
I won't. I won't.
Double charged fireball straight into the passage. Just whole place goes up. Cavern fills with smoke. Everybody starts choking to death. Takes him 10 minutes to cast teleportation circle.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
what are you
Well,
doing?
let's go north.
All right, you go north.
Woo!
All right, you step over a set of branches, and your party enters a strange room filled with large pillars. The ceiling is about 30 feet tall. These are large stone pillars in the room. They seem to have some inscriptions on them, and they are largely identical. They have very interesting trim that appears to be decorative, containing some of the runes that were in the teleportation circle. The text on the pillars reads in Sylvan, and other copies of the pillar in Elvish, and other copies of the pillar in Druidic, the same message. Deep within, beyond man's touch, where dragons forge the hearth below.
Wait, say that again?
Deep within, beyond man's touch, where dragons forge the hearth below. I will paste it into info dump.
Yes! Yes!
How do you spell Sylvan? I'm sending that. It's probably S-Y-L.
Yeah, that's Sliven.
Yeah. Uh-oh, I just opened Google Chrome. It's over. Okay, I fixed it. Go back.
Sly, get in the van! Murray's getting us out of here!
Do we still feel powered up?
Oh, yeah. That's not going away.
Woo! That's never going away. We're like that for the rest of the game.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. Sure.
I'm also.
And
I'm
when we
also
die in
thinking
here,
if
then that
anyone-
is the rest of the game.
Can I bottle some of the air in here?
Yeah, you can do that. You got a bottle.
I'm
John
also
farts in a
thinking
jar.
that anyone we face in here is also going to be extra strong.
That would be a reasonable assumption.
Nah, I don't think so.
Well, aside from the messages on the pillars, the room is dark, empty. It has some stonework, but is being overtaken on the one side by the roots of the tree yet again. But there's nothing.
And the light?
The light? What about the light?
You said it was dark, so it's like, is there like dark areas?
No, it's just there's no natural light anywhere in where you guys have been. So the only light is coming from you. Notably, there's also not like anywhere for lanterns to be held. There's no torches on the wall. There's no mounts. Again, no furniture. Just bare bones.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just that riddle, is that telling us where the fire temple is, which we've already been to?
Roll
We
insight.
haven't been there though. Have we?
Yeah, you disguised yourself as a dragon and flew down to it, didn't?
That was not the fire temple. No.
No, that was Mount Prisma.
Which is where the fire temple is theoretically, but you didn't actually find the fire temple.
Well, I got a 17.
This is probably not about the fire temple. This is about the creation of Mandril itself.
That's what I was thinking.
This is the hearth below.
Mm-hmm.
This is the center of Mandril, effectively. If you look at where you are on the map, this is just pure poetry. So yeah, you're not like dead at the center, but you are close to the hearth of Lucine. For all you know, there's no guarantee you're actually under where the temple is. You could technically be anywhere on Mandril. For all you know, you're deep under Mount Lucine. In all honesty, you have no way of knowing where the surface is in relation to where you are.
I'm gonna turn to Thalarin and ask him if he can make some light too.
Yeah.
Big light, radius is doubled.
I'm gonna cast daylight.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, now things are going to be extremely well lit. Okay, it is now as if it is high noon and the sun is pouring over every corner of the chamber, and it's even generating a little bit of heat. So you've gone from a cool 60 degrees to now it feels like the sun is on your skin.
That's what, 60 feet? Additional 60 would double that.
Yeah.
So it's 120 bright.
Yeah, so I mean, you're going to be able to see, a lot of stuff once you leave this room. That may be extremely useful to you. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But this room itself is not that large. It's big. It's grand. It's 85 feet by like 70-some feet, you know.
So everything that we see is pretty much like the same symbols, kind of talking about the dragons and stuff. Is there anything here in Draconic?
Yeah, that would make sense. The fourth pillar's probably in Draconic. Druidic, Elvish, Sylvan, Draconic.
Okay. And what does the Draconic say?
It's the same message, just transcribed to another language.
Okay.
These are also just, confirming. These are not elven structures. This is not elven architecture. It's also not dwarven architecture. This is human architecture. This is ancient human architecture.
Is it Sadian?
Ha ha ha. Roll. Do you even know what that is as a character?
You talked?
Shoot.
Wait,
maybe.
sorry.
I don't know if I...
Wait. We did talk about it. Wait, no. Sorry.
I don't know if Malachi knows.
No. I used the wrong word. I meant Cain.
You mean Cain. Okay. There we go. I was going to say Sadians. What the hell you know about Sadians, Malachi? Roll history.
Sadian from Warhammer?
Sadian with an S.
The planet fell before the guard.
I'm dying.
It's a big 2 from me.
No, you got no idea. The only thing you know about Cain is the more modern iterations of that people group, which are Tarshivian by descent, but not exclusively, because Tarshiv is kind of a spin-off of that race slash, I mean, race in the traditional use of the word, referring to family heritage.
I do know.
He does know.
Um,
I prefer the historical definition. It's actually like usable and not vague. It's like, of course, the race of Abraham. So, if Abraham is your grandfather at some point directly, you're in the race of Abraham. It's that simple. It just works.
Okay.
Of course.
So there's nothing else in here. All right, let's check another room.
You go to check another room. Well, is it going back the way you came or going down the other hallway? Which opens back up into a cavern, which you can see because of 128 feet of bright light and dim light leading into a right angle above the cavern and a short bridge.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. As you pass by this cavern, because now I can like really show you stuff here. Yeah. Yeah, you're going to be able to see. You can see way the hell out. You can see 240 feet out. You can see the teleportation circle across the massive chasm lit up in dim light by Thalorin's daylight spell. You can see 60, 70, 80, 90 feet down to the water basin. And now that you're out here, you can clearly hear the waterfall reverberating across the cavern from the other side. But making your way to the room in front of you and turning the corner, you find yourselves in a library. The only problem is this library, much like everything else, has been overtaken by the tree. The bookshelves are rotted, and the books look in bad shape. Everything here is still very humid. And so, none of these books look like they're in good shape. Also, the shelves are 90% empty.
Are there any things on these books that can be read?
No. In fact, are you attempting to pick one up and inspect it?
Mm-hmm.
It falls apart like dust in your hand.
Okay.
Yeah, there's probably mold on
These books are thousands of years old. Also, the most notable books have been taken. These shelves are 80 to 90% empty.
Any statues or anything in here?
No. This, for a temple, this has been largely devoid of substantial religious iconography that could tie it to any group. All the constructions are primitive and non-specific to any deity you would recognize. Now, there is a room above the library. The library curves down into a long hallway of bookshelves that are fallen apart in some sections, rotted, a pile of essentially book dust on the floor in one section, but very little of note, and a small room above which appears to be completely empty, save for some cracks in the stonework. I'm not even able to tell what this once was. Perhaps a private study of some sort.
That's where they had their enchanting table.
Of course. But nothing else of note in the library upon initial inspection.
Can I walk all the way down to the end of that hallway?
Of course, you may. You may do
Yay.
that. I need to recheck my thingy with my little notes on DCs and stuff. Okay. You do see, on a neglected corner of a high shelf of the library, a small wooden box which has somehow managed to survive.
Oh, hell
It
yeah.
appears to be glazed with some sort of epoxy or resin that has protected it from weathering like the rest of these shelves. You will have to sort of climb up the decrepit bookcase in order to reach this little box.
Yeah, of course I'll do that.
All right, roll for me acrobatics, please.
Oh, in the bag.
I thought you was pretty good at that.
Mm-hmm.
22.
That's great. The bookshelf falls apart.
All right, Malachi, do your telekinetic thing.
Okay.
Well, hold on. I'm not done. The lockbox is not still up there because you just collapsed it. So it just bonks onto the floor. But you had to catch yourself. Which, of course, you managed to with your Ungula-grade legs. No issue there. But, bookshelf didn't survive. Box is just on the floor sideways, and it seemed to have made a jingling as it hit the floor.
Can I?
All right.
Well, what? All right. I was gonna try and catch it if he had said that.
Oh, you
anyway.
could. You could catch it as it was falling, as a reaction.
Rolls a 1 to catch.
It's still going to
Makes it
jingle
worse.
in your, were you catching it with Mage Hand or Telekinetic?
I was gonna use Mage Hand.
Okay, I'm catching it with Mage Hand. It will still jingle in your hands as you stabilize it. It's a little lockbox, somewhat still shiny, made of old wood, metal corners, and a little silver lock in the center. It is locked. It will not open currently.
Well, we've got some people who might be a little more good with their hands.
Yeah, like some sort of tools that belong to thieves, perhaps.
Like some kind of rogue with an inquisitive nature who would wish to see the contents of this box.
Because my throat hurts so much.
I'm sorry.
I can do it if you don't want to do it. I just thought you can do it.
Because they infected me with ligma.
Oh.
Okay.
He only has a +3 to sleight of hand.
Yeah, I just know how to look things good.
Look things good, yes, of course.
All right, I'll use my thieves' tools. No, he's doing it.
Good, because
No good.
let me tell you, it went bad.
Intervene.
Nat 20 for 27.
All
How about
right,
that?
there we go. All right.
Yeah, I told you, I just look good.
All right.
With a quick
Hey,
use of the
appreciate you.
lockpick, with the lockpick, you pry the box open, tink, and peer inside. A collection of tarnished jewelry, a small ring with a dim sort of, I don't know. You can't even tell what type of gem it is. There's not much
I'm
left of it.
immediately casting Identify.
A tarnished necklace, a well-sized emerald. It is a real emerald. None of these items are magical. These are just little jewelry trinkets.
Nice.
I'm still waiting for the 10 minutes to cast Identify.
He's gonna sit here for 10 minutes with this box of jewelry
Well,
with
let's
his
go on
wife.
without him.
So if you guys go on without
I
him,
know it's not magical. We'll do it later.
take him out of the they them. Take him out of the they them.
I
He
just
wants
don't
this.
want. I just don't want it to be cursed.
He wants this.
Kicking him out of the
First
polycule.
schmersed.
Out of the
I'll hold
polycule.
on to it. It'll be fine.
The myrmidons and dry. Nope, he's taking 10 minutes unless you pry it out of his hands. He's taking 10 minutes. The they them. The myrmidons, Malachi and Dry are kicked out of the polycule. We're moving on.
Nah, we'll kick back, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll hang.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna chill with them?
I mean, what are we gonna do without them?
I don't know. Keep exploring.
Where?
Okay.
I mean, we could go west, but that's a whole thing we got to do.
That is a whole thing. If only.
Well,
only
we'll
there
have
was-
10 minutes. He can catch up.
How long does daylight last?
An hour.
Okay.
Yeah, eating in my daylight. I only get one free cast of that.
It was free? You didn't even use a spell slot?
No.
Wow. Who's complaining? Alright. Just what does the group vote?
I'll catch up.
I'm neutral. Yeah,
I'll
okay.
catch up.
Alright, the group's going. Out of the
I'll catch
polycule.
up.
They're out of the polycule. Alright, where are we going? West is a whole thing, as was described. So there's not much left to explore that's immediately accessible. Where are we going?
If only there was something like in this room that we could interact with, but nobody noticed, except for like one guy that didn't say anything.
That'd be weird. Anyways,
I
where are we
look
going?
around the room.
Yeah? What do you wanna what's your passive perception, buddy?
22.
Oh shoot.
Guys, I just noticed there's a big face on the wall.
Ignore my roll.
Hold
I'm just gonna
on.
take the passive.
Hold on. What is Cagliari's passive perception?
14.
Okay. I didn't know DeLorean had crazy passive perception. My gosh.
My perception is my highest stat.
Jeez. Alright, DeLorean, there's a
I'm
freaking
a charisma caster. I'm
there's
not a
a
wisdom
there's a
caster.
subtle looking face sort of emerging out of the gaps between the vines.
Ew,
of
what is that?
roots. Yeah. And it's big. It's a big face in the tree.
Pointing at it.
In the tree's roots. Big old
Ew.
face.
I mean, hi?
I mean, the face is not. It's not emoting. It's completely neutral.
I'm gonna touch it.
He's gonna go touch the face. Well, hold up. We gotta kick him out of the polycule so that he can touch
Don't
the face.
touch the butt. I'm gonna touch the butt.
He touches it. It doesn't do
And
anything.
it's just wood.
It's just wood, man. Yeah.
Evo!
I don't know if you were
Hello?
here. This tree, Dariah could like communicate with it and saw it through the floor, and it's alive and has thoughts. And Malachi probed its mind, but it can't really communicate in speech, or at least it hasn't been able to thus far.
Oh. Well, they're back there reading, looking at a box.
They are looking at a box for 10 minutes. So what are you gonna do?
Stick your fingers in his mouth.
You're gonna do what?
Wait for them.
You're gonna wait for them for 10 minutes while clutching. Is the polycule doing anything else? The daylight guy is now just touching the tree for 10 minutes, so.
Stick your fingers in his
Use your
mouth.
I
source
don't have
of
to touch
light.
it the whole time.
Okay, well then what else you doing? You going back to the polycule?
I guess so.
Alright, oh, I killed the polycule. Alright, we're back.
Oh, no.
Alright, now what?
What do I learn?
You learn that it's a box of jewelry. No magic items.
Okay, so there's no curse on it?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
Then it's fine, we'll take it.
Okay.
I'm gonna say to the tree in Sylvan,
Uh-huh.
hey, can you open up that way for us? And point.
There's no response.
I went worth a shot.
Wait for the tree hugger to get back.
The tree hugger rejoins the polycule with his wife and the two merman
Wow.
companions.
That is my wife.
I thought the wife was the tree hugger.
No. She's a tree, and Malachi hugs her. He does some other stuff with her too, but we don't need to talk about that.
think it is more than a
We don't need to talk about that.
How uncouth.
Kisses her.
How uncouth.
When they get here, I'm gonna point at the face. There's a face over there.
Oh, look, darling, there is, in fact...
Oh my god!
face in-
Yeah.
Big head.
That's slightly disconcerting. Is that? I guess that's the tree himself. Itself. She walks up to it.
I don't know.
She touches it and closes her eyes, rubs her hand against one of the roots.
Malachi slightly jealous.
Mm-hmm.
JK.
Uh-huh. She says, I feel more connected to it here, but I can't really still communicate with it. It feels tired still. What should we do?
Oh.
There must be some way to wake it up.
Is there a spell? Oh gosh. There's a spell called Awakening. I don't know if it would do the same thing.
I don't even see this spell. Awakening?
Oh yeah, you can like
It's a
give a
druid
plant
spell.
intelligence.
What is it called?
Thought it was Awakening.
It might just be awaken.
There's a pot of awakening. It can make you an awakened
Yeah,
shrub.
it's awaken.
Got it. Alright.
A beast or plant creature with an intelligence of 3 or less.
Magical pathways with a precious gemstone and such a target. Beast or plant intelligence 3 or less. Or a natural plant that isn't a creature. Ruled out. Rules is written anyways. But you know, you never know.
Wait a second. Ah, shoot. That's... I don't want to use my 5th level spell slot for this.
Oh, his spell slots are too important. His spell slot that he's not going to use because after this mission where there's no more combat, he's going to go long rest and 3 days are going to pass. He can't use his 5th level spell slot, guys.
I know what's gonna happen, man.
What's the spell, huh? Why don't you share with the class?
It's legend lore.
Legend lore. Okay. All right. Okay. Interesting.
But even then, there's no guarantee, like, we could fully understand what it says. Sometimes it's like, so it's not. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so it seems tired. What if we, like, water it and till the soil? And just, like, earlier when we used some divine magic on it, like healing, it helped. Delorean? Cagliari?
Oh. Can we heal the tree?
So Malachi and Cagliari, I think Cagliari did lay on hands, Malachi did something, and I described their healing as a single drop of water entering a vast ocean.
Huh.
But it responded.
I never said that.
You said something about. Okay, I guess.
I said it did something. You contributed to the
Yeah.
ocean. It's not that you did nothing, but it's you're putting a single drop of water in a vast ocean.
Okay.
You're not addressing
go-
whatever the problem is.
Here, tell you what, I'm gonna go up to it. I'm gonna cast a little baby healing spell and like feel if that, use my knowledge of healing, see if that does anything at all.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, roll Arcana.
Just to start with.
Or
8.
you could roll medicine.
Let me
On
roll
nature.
medicine. Let me
On
roll
nature.
medicine.
There we go, he's gonna roll medicine.
Oh,
You certainly feel as though the power has left you, but the system that it has entered is not wanting for that power. It could receive it, and it did, but there's a deeper issue. This tree was very, very old. This tree needs something. And a medicine check
well,
would tell you about creatures, but this tree is not a normal creature. You need more of a nature check to reveal what type of issue the tree is having.
I know so much about trees
He
and
knows
nature.
so much about trees and nature. It's true.
I got
You rolled a
20.
20. This tree is vast. You have observed it upon your entry to the temple. You saw the tree up top, and it's not that big. The issue is thus: this tree has roots going all over the place, absolutely everywhere, and it is alive on the surface, but it is maintaining so much mass across such a wide area that it's consuming too much energy to be able to have any higher functions of thought. The tree doesn't need life hit points per se. It needs a mass infusion of energy, or it needs to be pruned. But what would need pruning would be the roots that have extended their way into dead soil deep in the ground. And a lot of that is this. You can't really do that without destroying the heart of the tree and the area it encompasses. It needs to be, it needs to be awakened in a sense, empowered with life, magical of some sort.
Maybe a little greater restoration.
Maybe a little greater restoration.
That's a big spell.
It is a big spell. You're a big boy. Big boys cast big spells.
Prepare another greater restoration, but pretend I had it the whole time.
I mean, you're not in combat. I'll look the other way.
I'm gonna try casting greater restoration.
All right. Let me, you prepared it, right? So if I look at your sheet, I can grow here, right? And I can do this, and I can do this. Where's this? Let me see. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. John, you're gonna hate me.
Oh boy.
It had a very serious effect. You are able to cure 1 level of the tree's exhaustion by casting Greater Restoration.
Ooh.
The tree is very exhausted. You
Sleepy boy.
are gonna need that power, but more.
Wait, does it do double because of the place we're in?
No, it does. So you just cured 2 levels of exhaustion. Thank you, John. You're so right. But the tree is still
I can only cast it 2 more times.
still struggling a little bit. Well, how many levels
I'm
of
gonna
exhaustion
cast it.
are there, John? This is not 1D&D
I'm gonna-
rules, by the way.
Hey, what if
5
we
levels?
There are 6 levels of
6.
exhaustion, the 6th level being death, but those rules may not apply identically for this tree creature.
I mean, I'll try casting it again.
The face moves as the roots begin to stir and the entire structure around you begins to shake.
I'll cast it again.
With one final cast, the entire tree begins slowly scrambling. The roots are no longer stirring. You are watching them move. You are watching them writhe like serpents on the wall. The ground cracks. The tree stabilizes itself. And the tree's eyes open. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I just think it's funny. The tree's eyes open, and this sort of makeshift face upon this wall peers out, and rolling out of the before nearly closed eye sockets are 2 magical eyes that appear to have been carved out of some kind of stone. And they look around, peer down, and say, I'm so tired.
what language is it speaking?
It should be Sylvan, but let me confirm. Yep, it's speaking Sylvan.
Wow.
Much time has passed.
Someone got to translate for me.
Dry, I can translate for you.
Sleepy.
My roots have grown, but at the toll of my faculties. I can see so much. So much has changed. His eyes finally are open, and he peers down. The stone eyes crane their way down to you, and he sees the they them polycule.
I was gonna subtly nudge Drya forward.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Out of the polycule she goes. I deleted her. She's
Not
dead.
out of it. Like I was gonna kind of just.
Yeah. I just think it's
her, but-
funny.
You
All
push her off of the roots
Drya moves
on the
forward.
ground.
Yeah, Raya. Yeah, man. Uh-oh. Big. I shouldn't have deleted you guys. I should have just moved you. I'm getting rid of the polycule. Merm. Gotta bring the merms back. Where's the other liberals? These guys. Bring them up here. Where's the Lauren? Did I kill him? I think I killed you.
I cast those spells and disintegrated on the spot.
Yeah, he used all of his high-level spells, and he just goes, "Oh!" and the Thanos snaps turns
bored
into
you.
dust.
Using you like a battery.
Yeah. Suitable sacrifice. All right, I guess you shoved Raya forward. The tree looks down at the group of you. Its eyes slowly, I would say dart, but they're moving a little slow for it to be a darting motion. They slowly scan back and forth between you. And it asks, Who are you? Elders?
Hello. I don't believe you understand what I'm saying. I'm Malachi de Lumiere.
Dry is just gonna say, I'll translate. And then she gestures to Malachi. She says something in the beginning. Callie, I realize she says, I am Dryad, Lady de Lumiere. I will translate for my lord and husband. And then she brings you forward.
We found the teleportation circle in your roots. We came here.
Oh. Not with the elves, though. But you bring a nymph.
Yes. We come with the, we were shown this. We were shown to your roots by the elves, though.
They did not get my message.
Fortunately. Unfortunately not.
Tell me, what year is it in your tongue?
1632.
Oh, his eyes go wide. Oh! If I recall, I fell asleep. Perhaps 900 years ago.
732.
Something there. I do not track human years, but the elders would tell me the time during the Dragon Wars. This was their refuge. Are they still around?
No, I do not believe so. Well, are you talking about the Elven High Council?
Elves, no. Elves are new. Humans inhabited these lands, like you. Or are you human? You have the divine about you.
Indeed. In many ways, yes. My question is, what is your role here? Are you a guardian?
I am the Watcher. I observe, report, and protect. Everything under the earth that I can reach, it is my duty to protect. My roots venture for miles out and under into depths humans have not explored. I feel grasslands miles away. I feel the sun upon me, and my roots in the shallows, only hundreds of feet beneath the earth, travel long distances that I may report the state of this earth, its health. I am the beating heart of the Mandril forged by Elebar. I am a relic of a time past, it seems.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Cagliari is also understanding this, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, guardian, a watcher, like a time.
What brings you to my source?
Well,
And how didst thou awaken me?
I kind of like pat the Lauren, like this one awoke you, woke you up, whatever.
I don't know what they're saying.
Powerful magicians, then. To be in tune with the magic of this place.
Listen, I wonder, would you be able to tell us the direction of the other temples?
My domain is only the earth. The air, fire, and water belong to separate guardians.
But like you had a sigil of teleportation, is it possible they have some as well?
The sigils belong to the elders, but they have passed, it seems, as I scan my halls. So the information, if not with them, it is unknown to me where it would be found. I know only my sigil, the sigil I see within my walls, these walls. I tried to open the doors to the elves as I fell asleep. I dreamed. But my dreams did not reach them. They have reached you.
Yes, well, we tend to listen a little bit harder.
Well, I'm not sure if you are allowed to be here or not. What with no elders at present, that determination is my own. My warriors seem to have befriended you, perhaps not of their will, but befriended you nonetheless. You
I mean, better than
control
like,
them, nymph. They respond to you. I sense it. And she
Keep calling
nods.
her a nymph.
Yeah? What about it?
Yeah, I'm interested in the word.
I see. Well, he's just kind of at this point darting his eyes between members of the party and scanning you.
Whoa.
And at some point looks at Cagliari directly.
I give him a little wave.
His eyes turn to the helmed horrors and the myrmidons.
So what does this place hold? What is it guarding?
That is a secret of the elders, of which you are not a member.
But we are, emissaries of Bahamut.
Emissaries perhaps, but unauthorized. Though if the elders have passed, a new authority must be established. His eyes dart from left to right in thought, and he smacks his lips together. You already gave him his name, right? Or you gave him your name, correct?
She did, yeah.
Okay. All right. He sizes you up for a bit. He says, "You are a man of great power, which would make you in one sense qualified to maintain
going
this
to-
sanctuary.
That's a lot.
But your allegiance is unproven."
I was actually going to suggest, Drya.
Yes.
She has sensed your power even while you slumbered. She has been deeply connected to you, and am I right in assuming that her forest was connected to this place somehow?
Where do you live, nymph? Describe it to me, that I may see in my mind's eye. She says, "Well, it's a forest just off a series of birch trees, deciduous flowers. I have been away for a long time. I've left Leo there, my loyal satyr aide. There are a number of sprites, toads, creatures of various sizes, trees like yourself, though not quite anywhere that size. I know not of any other place like it." He says, "I see it."
There's also a place that connects to the Feywild from there.
My brother, my echo. Though he has passed, the Fey is unwatched. My elder brother was slain years ago. In my sleep, I dreamt of his death. I know it to be true. The Fey is a realm unto itself. But it
Yes,
would
we
not
live
be
there.
unusual for a nymph to steward a place such as this. Unfortunately, the former steward is yet here.
What?
She rests in my halls.
Oh.
What is
Over there.
May
left?
we see her? We wish to see her.
He looks very sad. He begins moving some of his roots and opens up the door to the hallway that was otherwise obscured.
Wow.
You guys going in?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going back to the.
I'll give him a thank you as we leave.
Oh, little they them. Big they them. Medium they them. Okay. You guys make your way down a hallway as you hear the sound of a rushing waterfall behind the sound, or behind a pair of doors that are also kind of falling apart at the hinges, but straight ahead is a pathway to another set of double doors.
Keep going, I guess.
Straight you go. As you open this set of doors, which are still on their hinges, you enter and are immediately shown a giant meeting room with a massive table. Two corpses sit at the table, one the skeleton in monk's robes and a staff beside him, and the other a dryad whose face is on the table, effectively become a part of the scenery. Barely identifiable as a former dryad, but effectively now just a piece of nature living in the moist cavern. Moss overgrowing her, overtaking her form, and very little of note to say beside that. It is a slightly disturbing sight.
Looking through my spells to see if I have anything weird, and I do not. Like to speak with dead or anything like that.
This is a particularly mossy section. Again, the roar of the waterfall is very loud in this room as well. It opens to what appears to be a balcony where you can see out to the cavern being lit up by the daylight spell. Lots of moss around here, very moist.
Yeah.
Well, what do you want to do?
Explore.
Explore. Well, there's very precious little to explore outside of the balcony now, but now with the light you can actually see the full expanse of the cavern, and I'm pretty sure you have enough that you can see all the way, 240 feet of light, all the way back to the teleportation circle. Just barely in the dim light. You can see the bridge fully illuminated. 2 waterfalls flank your left and your right, roaring and falling down to the water basin below you, which again is about 80 or 90 feet down. Notably, there is a small stone-carved ladder leading down into the basin.
I love sketchy ladders.
This guy loves sketchy ladders.
Can I climb down the sketchy ladder?
You can climb down the sketchy ladder.
Is it a good idea?
I can't answer that
You
question
decide.
for you. Yeah. You have all the agency here. Would you like to climb down the sketchy ladder?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right, who's going down the sketchy ladder? Is everybody going down the sketchy ladder? We got Cagliari sketchy ladder. Malachi, I thought I heard sketchy ladder, yes. Anybody else? Sketchy ladder
I
crew?
almost feel like we should send our best acrobats down there and not people who might fail, but you know, that's just me. I'm not saying anything about anybody else involved here.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So far right here, Cagliari and Malachi. Cagliari, you're going down, right? Acrobatics
I'm
check.
going. You want an acrobatics check?
Yes, I do.
All right.
The walls are coated in some water here. It's a little slippery.
I may or may not have gotten a natural 1. For a 12.
For a 12. That's great.
12.
I love that for you. Your hoof slips on a wet engraving of the ladder, and you immediately begin to fall.
Ah, these were not designed for me!
All right.
Yeah, that's the noise I make.
Yeah.
The microphone being dragged through
All right.
1,000
So-
leagues of glass.
So there's good news and there's bad news. Which would you like first?
Thank you. I'm optimistic. Give me the good news.
You were only 60 feet up, so 30 feet down the ladder when you slipped. You ready for the bad news?
Okay. Nah, you don't have to tell me.
Okay, well, it's coming. As you slam into the water like concrete, and the water isn't very deep, you take a total of 7, 11, 12, 16, 18 bludgeoning damage, and your back is impaled by a spike in the water, which does a total of 25 damage. And you
That's not very
impaled
nice.
in the sternum. And, yeah.
Well, I'm glad it was me and not anybody else. I'll shake it off.
Okay. You have to,
Can you swim?
yeah, I don't
How
know.
does swimming work when you have hooves?
Grade
I
type
don't know,
swimming, I have no idea.
I guess
really don't
horses can swim.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, most things with hooves can swim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have to take yourself off the pillar that you basically just deflected off of and opened a massive cavity and probably broke several ribs. So, Malachi, you still want to go down this ladder? Okay, I'm just gonna leave him. I'm just gonna leave him here then.
There's just a shunk.
Big splash. Oh my
A rending
god.
of metal noise.
pipe sound effect. Where's the pipe? I don't even know if I want to play the pipe. It's gonna be so loud.
After all that, I still have more health than Groger's max, so I'm chilling.
This is true.
The world is bullshit.
Is anybody else?
Multi-class boy.
Is anybody else making their way down the ladder here?
I guess I'll go down the ladder.
All right, acrobatics
Don't have
check,
to.
please.
After the fall of 1,000 deaths.
Yeah. I got a 13.
Great. That's a fail. That's one better. You made it 35 feet down the ladder for a total of 55 feet up, and you slip. Congratulations. So that's going to be 5 of these. That is 10. That is 16. That is 23 bludgeoning damage as you hit the water. And the question is, do you land in the shallows?
20 what?
No. 23 bludgeoning damage.
Wait, water?
Yes.
Isn't that like his whole thing?
Okay. When he slams into it like concrete.
I don't think I
it's
can
not
still
gonna
breathe underwater.
I don't know. I thought I gave you water breathing because you're a special little boy and you just should be able to.
I mean, I
breathe
went
underwater.
from crab guy to storm guy, which is still kind of water.
Yeah,
Right.
you can keep your water breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just chuck it on there. You've earned it. You deserve it, little man. Just as a little treat, you know, water breathing, just a little treat.
Anything cool down here?
Well, that's a great question. I'm just waiting to see if other people are going to take this death trap of a ladder. Now that 2 people have taken about a
I love to
combined
imagine the
50
sight
damage.
of your extremely bright light source tumbling down a ladder into the water.
Like, what? and lighting up the water down there like crazy. Like, oh my gosh, what the heck? All right,
How far is this ladder?
90 feet. She's gonna cast Featherfall.
Wait, am I not trying to go to the other side?
Other side? What do you mean other side?
Oh, we're just going down there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going down really fast. We're just saving time.
90 feet. I'm gonna jump and then Misty step the way.
Wow. I guess that works. Okay. Acceptable. Welcome to the pit. You're standing in the
Don't love
shallows.
that. Do
About
not love that.
about 3 feet of water. The Lauren and Cagliari are way deeper. If you guys want to swim, you can.
Do I still have a spike sticking out of me?
No.
Oh.
You deflected off of the spike and it made a massive hole in your sternum on your right side. Left
Oh, I
side?
thought the sternum was in the center specifically.
Well, maybe I'm just wrong. Don't worry about it. Your left ribs were excavated from your body. That's
Yeah,
what's
the
important.
sternum is the center bit between the ribs.
Okay, then you're fine. Your sternum's doing great. Your ribs are just gone.
Cool.
All right.
On the side with my heart or the other side? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter.
It's below. It's probably going to be... I don't know. My heart is on my left. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if that's true for everybody, though.
That's... No, it is.
Hey, sometimes it gets mirrored in the genetic code, but I don't remember what the default is.
It's
Anyway.
the left.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to describe. But Lauren, your light is illuminating the water. It's not super clear, but when the light was submerged, and if it is submerged, there's a massive dragon skeleton in the water.
Oh.
In fact, multiple dragon skeletons.
Oh.
Partial.
Oh.
Just kind of resting at the bottom.
Can I take some ribs to repair my own?
No, they're too big.
Oh.
Do you guys see those? Bones.
Bones.
Mm-hmm.
Can we take some bones?
If you really
Big
want,
bones.
but they're big.
They're like waterlogged, old.
They're also, yeah, at the bottom of the water. About 15, 20
Is-
feet down.
Is this a Skyrim world where dragon bones are like crazy cool, or are they just bones?
They're for the most part just bones.
Darn. You can't make dragon bone equipment and have it be like
I'm pretty old.
indestructible.
No, I don't think so. Waterlogged 1,000-year-old dragon bones at the bottom of a water reservoir.
Hey, I gotta
They're all
say,
covered in algae.
bones still being there after 1,000 years in water? Not bad.
Mm-hmm. No, let's fact check that. How long would bones preserve in water? Let's give me a cop-out answer. I'm saying it can depend on many factors. Yeah, I know. Give me a number, loser. Whatever. I don't care. You know, if I'm wrong on this fact and bones would decompose, we just say dragon bones are special, you know? And, they don't. Boom. Solved. Alright. Do you wish to circle the perimeter of this pit and explore?
Sure.
Okay. You can make your round. Make your way around. Sometimes you can stand in the shallows, 1 or 2 feet. Sometimes there's croppings of rock you can climb on. Sometimes you just have to swim. Making a circle around the pond, there doesn't seem to be much of note here, but it is true that the entire bottom of this reservoir is covered in corpses. Completely and utterly covered in corpses. Not only of dragons, but rusted metal armor, human skeletons, spears, and the like. This is effectively a graveyard. This is a mass grave.
Okay. Is it good to be down here with all the corpses? I feel like a corpsey area is not a good
Don't love this
sign.
at all.
He's like a great time to cast Create Undead.
That would go so hard. I wish I was a different type of paladin and I could do that, like some sort of Oathbreaker. What can I do to break my oath right now?
Well, let me think about that. Side with
kill me,
Durango.
right now, kill me.
Side with Durango again.
Hey! Are you listening?
You could make a red Dracolich out of the red dragon skeletons in this pit, and that would pretty much do it.
Maybe we don't do that. Maybe we don't do that.
All right, I'm gonna do it. Watch this. Getting out my super glue. Super gluing wet bone. That would work, right?
I slapped the bone out of his hand.
No!
Stay focused. Stay focused.
I dropped my super glue somewhere in the water.
No.
All right.
These are not red dragon bones. These are silver dragon bones.
Whoa.
Do we know that?
How can we tell?
You can't. Malachi can. He can identify the different bone structure in the skulls.
Oh.
Oh, great. Huh.
I would have animated that if I was an Oathbreaker. Whoa.
Well,
All right.
outside from
No, I
the
wouldn't.
corpses,
I wouldn't next level.
there's
Darn.
no-
Wait, so that's the only thing that's down here?
Yeah.
So we down here for no reason?
You gained information. You just didn't get loot.
The wagons.
Remnants of the Dragon Wars.
All right. I guess we go up the ladder now.
Hmm. Let me see those acrobatics rolls.
Oh yeah. I got a 12.
Okay, I got a 29.
Alright, Caligari's up time. Alright, Alarm.
Acrobatics,
flip.
you say?
Why don't you roll with advantage, buddy? You've done this before. You know that you need to be careful. So, you know, let's be real careful here. Why don't you roll one more time for me?
Oh yeah, I got a 14.
Oh.
19.
Alright. Well, this is gonna suck. But, 14 also means... Gosh dang it. Alright. The DC is 15. I will allow you I will allow you to make a dexterity saving throw. Also a 15 or more. If you fail, nah, I can't help you.
Oh yeah, that's good. 21.
Alright. My goodness. Up the dang ladder. It's not supposed to be that hard. There, Malka.
Yeah, my fancy armor, it looks really nice, but there's like no tread
You
on the
said what?
shoes.
Are you climbing?
Yeah, I got 18.
Oh, okay, he's fine. Welcome back to They Them. Anything else you guys
I
would like
felt
to
so
do?
alone.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna reiterate something super subtly here. There's a human skeleton here in monk's robes with a staff.
Yeah, he's just a guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can you do speak with dead?
Me? No, I'm not like a...
I'm poking him.
You're poking. Nothing.
He's going to the Poconos?
Nothing.
DeLorean, can
you
you
should-
cast speak with dead?
You should identify that staff.
Hmm.
Huh?
Steal
Or
it.
the skeleton.
When-
Or
when-
the skeleton itself. The
wouldn't
skeleton
that be
is an
interesting?
object.
Skeleton is an object.
I can
Does the corpse
cast.
have a mouth?
I think speak with dead should work. But I can also take time to cast. Identify.
Okay. Are you casting it on the staff or on the skeleton?
I'm gonna start with the staff.
This is a staff of the rooted hill. I am yoinking it in the campaign chat. Has been yoinked.
Big B presents Glory of the Giants.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speak with plants. Whoa.
Yeah. My brain isn't working anymore.
It's over. He's
All
fried.
right.
We're at 11 p.m. He's out of steam. We gotta wrap it up.
Choo-choo.
You know what that means? Third act, random combat encounter, 18 fireballs fall from the ceiling.
Uh-oh.
Well, because we're in this room.
I'm going to put all of my remaining lay on hands into myself, by the way, just for
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
bookkeeping.
Get your rib cages back.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, I don't really need it, but...
yeah. Nobody's casting Speak with Dead. Nobody has that.
I mean, I can prepare it.
Wow. So this guy's gonna
Making-
prepare
Another day.
a greater restoration. But
Spells.
it's, you know.
No one's. I
We
gotta
have
pick something
one
unprepared.
cleric.
Hold on.
We have one cleric.
All right, get rid of Greater Restoration.
I cast Find Steed.
Or speak with dead. Cast Speak with the dead.
All right. Go ahead. You're speaking with him. He's
Hello?
he sits up in his chair.
Okay,
and
you get
he looks at you.
careful.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I gotta read this.
Careful.
I see.
Did you
I
not see the
I
D&D movie?
I forgot.
Does that count as a question? Yes. No, damn it.
I'm gonna look at someone that might speak a different language than this, than me. Ask it something. We get 5 of these.
Me?
Someone.
Who were you? I say that in Sylvan.
Elder Drains, member of the Society of Elders, high ranking.
Elder Drains, high-ranking member of the Society of Elders. I translate for the other people.
Thank you.
Still working on the identifies over there. Elder Drains, high-ranking.
Should I ask it, like about this temple?
What would I ask?
I don't know.
What happened here?
Okay. I could. Maybe something more specific. Like, what happened to you, I could ask.
Yeah.
You're like 8 miles away.
I am. I'm happy for food.
I don't know what he's saying.
Sounds like
Anyway.
food.
Yeah. So what now? Wait, what? I'm waiting on questions.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking of questions. It's so much easier in Baldur's Gate 3. You just click all the options until you run out.
It's so true. He starts tapping. He starts tapping his fingers. He rests.
How
his
did you
skull.
die?
Poisoned by some infiltrator.
Poisoned by some infiltrator.
Probably Grimes.
Whoa, Elon Musk's ex-wife?
Yep, that's her.
Ask about the other temples.
Oh, yeah! Where are the other 3 temples?
Oh. I can't get that. I can't give that information away to non-Society of Elders members.
Hurt him.
Hit with his finger bones. No, I don't do that. Boy, what a sidestep. They don't lie to you in Baldur's Gate. I read the spell, they totally can, but they don't.
Well, in Baldur's Gate, if you try to speak with dead with someone you've killed, they refuse to speak to you. That's one
That
thing.
is true.
And I can
implies
choose how to answer the question however I want.
Yeah, you totally can.
How many questions do we have left?
2.
2. Should I try to rephrase that one to try to get an answer, or should we ask something else?
Maybe something else.
Like I'm okay. If nobody has any ideas, then I'm just gonna try that one in a different way.
Maybe what was this? He probably won't answer that either. What was this temple guarding or hiding?
Well, if we tell him we healed the big tree.
Yeah.
Like, we healed the big
Maybe
tree. Or more gracefully, and then ask the question.
Okay.
maybe tell him we're the first
I don't
people
know.
to come here in centuries.
Yeah,
Corpse can't learn new information.
Can't.
No.
It hates us.
It does.
I was gonna ask, where can we find other members of the Society of Elders, but that's probably gonna give us information from 9,000 years ago, or whatever.
900. Calm down. Gosh.
900. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Greg's in the other room.
Yeah. Coward was running away when I was poisoned.
Okay. Well, I don't want to be the one to use all these up. Just scattershot. So let's put our heads
You're the
together
only
here.
one who can speak to him.
Well, yeah. What I mean, like, give me. I don't know what to ask. Try can talk to him too, probably.
What about, like, what's your favorite color?
Why are you assuming that this guy can't speak common?
I don't know. Well, I don't know.
What are you speaking to him in?
Sylvan.
Okay.
Yeah, turned to. Hey, can you speak Cub?
Okay.
What do we got? What do we got?
Here's what you do. Okay. You say that in order to protect the tree, can you help us with information, blah, blah, blah.
What was the tree's name? Do we have a name for the tree?
Watchful Oak.
Watchful
Or
Oak.
just the Watcher.
Okay, so I could say like, what in this temple could help us protect the Watchful Oak, and then hopefully, yeah. Okay, I'll ask that then. Is there anything in this temple that could help us protect the Watchful Oak?
Okay, hold on, let me write this down. Help us protect the Watchful Oak.
I was gonna go for like, hey, I think all the elders are dead. It's the year 1632. You know, can you help us out here? But apparently he can't learn.
He puts his hand on his chin. He strokes an imaginary beard below his jaw, and he says, "Well, the library is always a great resource, but you won't be able to read any of it. It's all encrypted."
Oh. Okay. What if I asked, like, we need to
Hold on.
One final question to save the economy.
No, wait, hold on. Do we get 10 questions because everything's doubled?
Hell yeah.
Woo!
This is gonna drag on so long now.
What
but it's gonna
is
be
your
so
favorite color? What is the airspeed
Cerulean.
velocity of an unladen swallow?
Well, which kind? African or European?
I don't know that.
Wow. Die.
I fall down the pit again.
Alright, well, you
I
got
stirred him!
6 more questions.
Please help me out.
Oh, yeah.
Shoot from the hip. Let's go. Come on.
Besides the library, what else is in here that we can that needs protection?
Yeah, okay, I'll ask that. Why not?
Besides the library, what else is in here that needs protection? Okay, get ready. Get ready. This is going to be a long one.
Besides the Watchful Oak and the library.
Okay.
I'm
Besides
ready.
the Watchful Oak and the library, what else is in here that needs protection?
Yeah.
Okay. He turns to look at you slightly indignant, and he says, "You clearly don't understand. Yes, the oak needs protection, but this place is irrelevant. This place is designed to protect Mandril. It only needs protection to that end. Everything else is about heralding and ensuring that the unseen evils of the world are seen and stopped."
What?
Right.
Is there something here that can help us stop a great evil?
Yeah, I'll translate for that.
The oak can't stop an evil, but he can show you much if he's amicable to you as non-members. But to leverage our full resources, you need access to the library.
Should I ask where they would move the books if they needed to move the books? Because clearly they did move the books.
Maybe it's a different library.
Oh. Should I ask about that?
Sure.
Is the library you're speaking of the one in the East Wing? You just go, yeah?
No, I'm recording your question so I can answer it. Carry on. Gosh, all right. Let him in. Breathe.
I thought you went, yeah?
That would be really
I was like, that's very nonchalant.
Yeah. He says, yes, there's no secret library in anything, but all of our books were encrypted.
Okay. So we have like 3 left, 4 left.
I'm reading. Hold on. You have 3 left.
Yeah, okay. Does anyone have any other ideas?
Why
Ask
was
him how to
6
make
afraid
the
of
tree-
7?
You ask him how to make the tree trust us?
The tree already trusts us.
Or,
I guess, yeah.
how do we become members of the Order?
Yeah,
Or
okay.
can we?
I don't know if the order still exists, is the problem.
Well, he won't know that.
Yeah. Okay. How would we go about becoming members of the order? The Society of Elders, rather. I do remember the actual name of it.
Well, you must be chosen or elected by a high-ranking qualified elder for election, such as myself.
Okay. Interesting. We're getting low here.
2 left.
There's some, okay, I was thinking of asking, like, would the Elven Oracle receive special, like, privilege? But, that might be something we can ask the tree.
Who's the Elven Oracle?
Isn't that Malachi? What is he?
He's not an elf.
Oh,
He's an Oracle.
what is he then?
He's an Asimar human.
My bad.
Get a load of this guy.
I did know that, but also, like, he was an Oracle guy, and I thought, well, okay, with the Oracle of
The
Bahamut,
Elven
then.
Oracle was, Garfield.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Wait, Garfield.
Is he a member of the order?
He's old as hell.
Okay. We can ask him stuff later. Or now if you want to message him, but
I pull up my notebook. I write a message to him. Hey, were you a member of the Society of Elders? We
Just
need a code word or something.
Just a Garfield right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. He'll respond. He'll say, that's a name I've not heard in a long time. No, they didn't invite me. Sorry, I have little info on them. They passed a long time ago.
I just shake my head. I'm like, no luck.
Okay. Should I just shoot my shot?
And just shoot your shot, brother.
Okay. We need to move the books out of here to somewhere safe. Where should we move them? Or where would you move them? I guess would be.
Well, probably to the Library of Holding, which means Elder Bromwell should have them.
Okay. Do I use the last question asking where that is?
You may have to do it. You might have to do it.
Just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Where can we find the Library of Holding? Don't do it.
Well, I don't know. It's usually with Elder Bromwell. It's his bag.
The skeleton collapses.
It's his bag.
Yeah. The Library of Holding. Come on, you should have known.
Oh, listen, I thought you were talking about, like, it's his bag, like it's his thing.
No.
What?
Yeah.
No, it's
Listen.
His bag
his
of
bag of
holding.
I ended up
holding.
saying it's his bag.
His
but
bag
then
of
I-
holding is a pocket dimension that contains an
Oh.
entire library.
Hang on a
No,
minute.
I get it.
Did,
But I.
was Detect Magic cast when we were down in the pit?
No.
Maybe we
I
should
did.
try that. Because it's a big... I mean, if we're looking for a dead guy...
Mhm.
I mean...
I'm not going back down there.
I don't have Detect Magic.
Actually, neither do I.
Oh,
What?
God. um,
I have Divine Sense, which is a form of Detect Good and Evil.
oh my God.
Hey, not all of us can change our spells out,
Okay.
okay? So
Okay.
we choose.
I'll tie a rope around your waist, and then for the first 50 feet or so, you can't slip. After that, you're on your
Oh
own.
my God.
Unless
You got a
someone else has a
stupid
50-foot
ladder.
rope, so we could get a 100-foot rope by tying them together.
No.
I might have. Let me see.
What even level spell was that? First.
I should have some rope. Yeah.
And they put me down there.
What a team player.
What are you guys tying this rope off to?
Huh?
Me, I was just gonna hold it.
Oh, you're just built like that, huh?
No,
Is a lot
but
of rungs, or is it just steps?
It's neither. It's engraved rectangles carved into the stone.
oh
No.
jeez.
Yeah, that's why it's a mess to climb.
Is there
We
any deep part of the water?
Hold on.
Yeah, I mean at the center, it's 90 feet technically. I don't know. What's the highest dive? Somebody look up the highest high dive. I'm dying to do my Duolingo before the bird kills me and my entire family. Sorry, we've gone too late. It's over.
Okay, highest high dive. Going to the
172 feet.
Wikipedia page. I was gonna drag it out to be mean.
Highest high dive without injury. He's way up there.
It was by a guy named Lasso.
Specifies there have been 2 hired dives, but both with serious injuries.
Huh.
One guy jumped into cold salt water instead of fresh water and he broke his femur.
Oh. My brain is actually exploding right now.
So what are we doing?
I'm doing my Duolingo before the bird kills me and my family, so I'm going as fast as I'm going as fast as I can, guys.
I thought you were saying we got to wrap up session so I can do my Duolingo.
No, I'm trying. You know, it's
Nah.
just gonna be in the recording. You know, it's
Yeah.
what it is. I'm so close, but this is
The bird is knocking at your door.
Yeah, I think the fact that I have to do it under pressure is making it take 3 times as longer because I'm so paranoid right now.
Okay, calm down.
I'm trying.
Just learn to speak Spanish.
It's not Spanish.
Japanese.
It's the running joke.
Game o shimasu. Yeah. All right, now I have to correct the exercises I missed. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right, we're good. We're so back. All right, something's happening with a rope. It's tying. It's being Calor is just holding it.
Am I able to like get a running jump and jump into deep water, or is that too far?
I mean, no, you could do it. But what was the results on highest high dive without injury or whatever we looked up?
172 feet.
Okay, well you can do it. Go ahead, get a running start. Make an athletics check, little man. Whee! Go for it.
I'm great at these. I got a 3.
Telekinetic shove him midair. A little bit extra distance.
Yeah.
And that velocity sends him to where he needs to go. And whoosh. Now roll for me in acrobatics for a graceful swan dive, please.
12.
It's mid, but you're fine. Your neck does not snap on impact. Congratulations, you're in the water.
Alright, so I'm just swimming around.
Swimming around, detect magic. Do you know how long it would take to swimming through? You'd be swimming at like this pace. What is the radius on detect magic?
It's only 30 feet.
But
Yeah.
it's 60 in here.
It's double.
It's double. Whoa, you get 60 feet. All right. Well,
You don't have to make fun of us. We're trying, okay?
For real, we just trying to do all we can.
okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right.
You know,
okay,
the
all right,
skeleton
okay,
could have been
all
like,
right,
"Oh
okay.
yeah, here's this thing."
Yeah, but I hate you guys. Remember?
Yeah, no, I know.
You forgot that critical piece of information.
Even ChatGPT knows.
Hates us.
Yeah.
Let me just read the description of detect magic so that I know what I actually am supposed to tell you, like in what format.
What do I do if my dungeon master hates me?
Yeah.
If you think your dungeon master parentheses DM hates you, that could really sour your D&D experience. But slowing down and examining the situation carefully.
Slow down, examine it carefully. What does it say? Keep reading.
Reflect first. Is it really personal? Before it's
Yes.
valid, ask yourself.
I hate Jacob.
Step 2, talk to the DM, parentheses, out of character.
I'm only talking to Cagliari. I'm not responding to any requests made by Jacob in or out of session.
Be calm and open. Say something like, hey, I've been feeling like my character's been getting a lot of heat, and I just want to check in. Am I doing something that's causing frustration at the table?
Yeah, so
Avoid
basically,
accusations.
basically-
Avoid accusations like you hate me and you're being unfair.
so basically, your existence is just problematic to me. Cagliari is just too woke. She's gay. She's got pronouns. She's got uncultivated legs. She's dead. So it's not very good for the program. So we just gotta throw her in the corner, throw her in the dumpsters, kill her. You're not allowed to bring a new character. By the way, Grudger's getting a new character. He's called Grazafir. I'm throwing Grudger in the dumpster because I hate him. He should have died 27 sessions ago. I've tried relentlessly to kill him, but somehow he keeps coming back. I don't know what's going wrong.
He only has 51 hit points. It can't be
Anyways,
that hard.
Lauren, you get a magic item ping. There's a piece of magical armor on a corpse deep in the water.
I'm gonna wrestle it off that corpse.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. Yep. Do I tell you what it is? It just says detects magical effects. It doesn't even technically say detects
Nope, I just knows magic.
It doesn't even say it detects magic items, really, so I don't even know if this is right.
Around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic.
Oh, I guess I'm reading it 2024 detect magic. So this is completely different.
Oh, it's only magic if it's a bear, huh?
Yeah.
So you can detect Robin if he's in the water. All right. Well,
I
that's
learned at
one.
School of Magic, if any.
Yeah, the School of Magic is a magic item. I don't know what the hell that means. So, yeah. I don't know if this is supposed to be used for items.
If it's
Is it bearing
evocation,
magic?
I mean, I guess it's magic.
It's an object bearing magic?
It's an object, but that's 2014 rule. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
So he tells me he doesn't want me to use the 2024
No,
healing
don't.
item.
We hate 2024 rules until they're better, and then we like them. It's a complicated relationship.
All right.
I'm gonna be real.
They're
Artificer coming out in
They're just
August.
too good for healing word.
So congratulations, you're now the proud owner of an extremely rusty, destroyed, decrepit piece of magical armor.
Hell yeah.
Good job.
it wasn't a bag though.
No, there's no baggage down here. These are all corpses of soldiers. There's a +1 spear. You know,
Hell yeah.
go grab that. You know. All right, that's it.
Just randomly, I'm gonna reach into our bag of holding and see if I find the library.
Just in case it accidentally got mixed up, like the pocket dimension elves got their pocket dimensions mixed up, and they accidentally put the library of
Yeah.
holding in your bag. Right. They
Yeah,
did
or
not. They
maybe-
did not mess up. They're very good at their jobs.
Maybe there's like a connection, and we could get there from,
Right.
you know.
Actually wrong. All right, Lauren, you acrobatics getting back up. I'm so hesitant
boy.
to even make you roll. It's such a nightmare. Let's get it over with.
I got a 13.
Oh my god, make a dexterity saving throw.
Can I try to pull him up a little bit?
Yeah, I got a 14.
I'm just gonna kill him. It's fine. Thorne's dead. He dies unceremoniously off screen. He
No.
drowns. I just don't feel like anymore.
Pull him up!
He's just gonna have to roll 27 more times. It's fine. So anyways, guys, we're just gonna leave. We've seen everything we need to see. We don't need to worry about the lore anymore. He's gone. Roll
I'm
again.
trying to pull him up.
I don't care. I'm making him lose 20 more hit points. Roll
I
again.
want him to get pulled
I mean, I'll lower the rope down as far as I can, but it's only 50 feet.
Oh wait,
so
there's
he'll
a
have to
rope.
get, like,
Oh, yeah,
halfway
okay.
up.
I gave you my rope too.
Oh, okay. Then we
the
got 100
rope.
feet of
No,
rope.
no. The rope will lower the D. Yeah, okay, we're good. We're fine. Don't worry about it. All right. Praise the Lord. Okay, we're done. All right, you just narrowly escaped death there, Thorn. Death by DM being irritated that his own DC couldn't be met, even though he felt like it really wasn't too hard.
So I only have a +2 in acrobatics.
Should have made the DC 10. Then everything would be fine. All right, get in the polycule.
Alright, I rolled acrobatics like 20 times.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. Anything else?
Bedtime.
Yeah, I want to go to bed. It's 3 hours 42 minutes in. We're going crazy.
I'm gonna kill Groger.
That's a good idea. Let's do that. I'm taking the polycule back to the center room for now. I guess we just kind of end. End here. I don't have a grand segue out of things. You woke the tree up. That's good. You did a lot of good. Did a lot of good work this session. But yeah, we're just gonna end unceremoniously here. Also,
We'll talk to Greg when we get back. That's what we
Malachi
ended,
has
right?
a sudden brain aneurysm, random, sporadic, untraceable medically, probably inherited it genetically, and he just immediately fizzles out and dies on the spot. No death saving throws. And that's it. All right, see you guys next week. Except
That's
Malachi.
the whole act derailed.
Done. Okay, bye.